All right, we're live.
All right. Welcome everybody to the Two Man Power Trip, the Black Man Starting the Nerd Lifestyle. I'm Nicholas, Mr. Go with the Flow.
And I'm the man with the plan, Maurice.
And today we got an ultra special episode. I mean, you see in these lovely faces right here, and we have a special guest with us. We live on here, y'all. Oh, snap.
Yeah.
Guest done pee
Just
out.
he come back.
We wait a bit, but hey man, this is the Blerd by Nature podcast video form. We out here in the building. We gonna wait on our guests for a bit, but I mean, hey, it's the first time you seeing our lovely faces in video, so appreciate it. Stuff
right, this is different.
Yeah, this is different. As you can see, logo in the background and stuff. Guest back. What's up?
Yes, as soon as we started, it just started acting funny.
Oh my god!
And this is why I went to plug it in. Yeah, I was like, what? Something happened.
Yeah, but you can hear us now, though.
Yeah.
All right. So go ahead and introduce yourself, guest.
The guest is Sir Wilkins of 1/3 of the Jobber Tears podcast, and I am here to talk some X-Man, X-Men, X-Woman.
All the X's out here. All right, I hear you. This is
because boy, we got podcast.
So say that again. I didn't hear you.
I said we got a lot to talk about.
Oh, yes, we do. Yes, we do. But before we step into the main event, stuff like that, we're going to kick it off into Vibe Guys. If this is your first time here, Vibe Guys is when we like to talk about our work, weekend, and all around stuff. So, guest, we want to hear about your special weekend and events and stuff like that. Somebody been traveling.
What I did this past weekend, I was at WrestleMania 40.
Yeah.
WrestleMania Extra Large, WrestleMania XL.
Yeah, how was it live?
So the first night I didn't go there live because I was hosting the watch party.
Mm-hmm.
The second night I was like, I have to go there live because I had to see Cody finish the story. So the first night I was in there for the refrigerator type weather.
Yeah. People was freezing.
Oh, niggas was freezing.
Niggas was freezing indeed.
Ooh, I felt it for them. I was like, oh man.
So anybody that watched, it was 50 degrees, but it was 32 with the wind chill factor.
Bruh.
So I was in there for that uncomfortable situation. But the second night was okay. It was like legit 55 degrees, like legit that type of weather.
Yeah.
So it was like a nice breeze, but nothing crazy. Actually, no breeze at all, to be honest.
All right, good.
So to go back to your question, Mo, I've never seen a stadium that packed in my life.
Wow.
Good shit.
That's just
like when I'm talking about packed, I mean the seats where people were hanging out with Chris Benoit and Eddie Guerrero.
Oh my God.
People were sitting there. Like it was jam packed to the rim. This is Lincoln Financial Field, and it was like 70,000 people plus in that one arena, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it was like epic proportions of like how many people were there for wrestling.
The shots from above, I saw it made everybody look like ants. There was so many people up in there.
It was crazy how many people were in that stadium and how much people were in love with professional wrestling. And then I went to like 90% of the events that week.
Oh yeah, we saw you being lit, bro.
Yeah.
So I was at Raw at Barclays Center.
Yeah.
Once again,
crazy.
And if anybody's familiar with professional wrestling, this past Raw was like the highest domestic gate ever for Monday Night Raw.
SmackDown just had that the other day too.
Yeah, both of those is wild.
Yeah. I was at SmackDown too, same thing. And like I said, once again, it was jam freaking packed.
Yeah, man.
It's just crazy. Like the people's love for wrestling has reignited because of the final boss.
Final boss activated.
You can't take it away from him, and it's bothering the fact that he was supposed to come back as the face.
Yeah, man. That's Cody's story then flipped it all. Gave us the best.
And gave WWE a shit ton of money, bro.
Yeah, man. Shit. This week, the amount that Rock was pulling in, man, they gifted him some of them nice stock money.
Oh, his stock went through the roof, baby. His stock money went through the roof.
Did you see that already today? He was promoting Moana 2. Like, yo, he moving.
Listen, The Rock is stacking.
The Rock's a different type of hard work. Like, you know, every time I get tired, I'm just like, yo, I ain't working as hard as The Rock.
It's so funny because remember the last time we all had this when you was a guest and we had a different conversation about The Rock that time. Look how time has flipped already. Rock is already back on top.
Like completely back on top. Like it's insane how well his team works, he works, and everything of that nature. Like I always look at the business side of things.
Yeah.
Because remember, when he first went to Hollywood, the dude wasn't popping.
No, not at all.
No,
not at all.
He didn't find his lane yet.
Not at all. He was doing Tooth Fairy.
Yeah, I think it's gonna bring that up.
Walking tall, game plan, all that other stuff. Yeah.
Nah, and then he decided to become an action figure, and it paid off.
Yeah, that Fast and Furious franchise kickstarted with all that extra stuff. He's starting to do wild shit.
Son found his lane.
Yeah, Joe. Yep. Speaking of that, y'all heard that? I didn't even know the Transformers movie that's coming out this September is supposed to be Transformers with G.I. Joe.
Yeah, it's called Transformer 1.
Yeah, I didn't even know that was coming out this year.
I didn't know that either. Is there a trailer out yet?
No, it's just the image of the logo because I know in the last movie they teased that shit, but I didn't know they was dropping it this year.
Wow.
Didn't they come out last year?
Rise of the Beast was last year. Me and Maurice, we saw that.
Oh yeah, we did.
Yeah.
I low-key was pissed about that one, man. Rise of the Beast, man.
It was yeah. It wasn't hit like Bumblebee. John Cena was funny as hell in that shit.
It was exactly what you just said. It was
Now,
I mean, the twist when they started entering, they was like, yeah, we got to do the G.I. Joe protocol. I legit was like, what?
Exactly. Same thing. I was like, oh, we lit.
Yeah, so I guess I want to see the trailer for this one. I want to see what we doing. It's going to be ridiculous.
I hope they do it right.
Hey, man, all they got to do is do the Godzilla X Kong factor because, boy, that shit was crazy.
Did you see the new Godzilla?
Yeah, we did. That shit was fun.
How was that?
Nigga, they was using wrestling moves in there. Boy, just watch it. Go see Zilla suplex Kong. That's it. That's all you need. Sell it. Bro. He took a motherfucker and hit a motherfucker with a motherfucker. Like, do it.
Like, if you're a wrestling fan, you'll be right at home watching Godzilla versus Kong. Cause it's just
if you like to see little monkey get beat up, watch it.
That's crazy.
This shit is hilarious. And if you looking for action, this shit is action.
Like, don't go into it looking for story. Don't go into looking for nothing crazy.
They're not giving you that. They give you action. They give you the big ass monsters that you want to see. If you looking for some Dragon Ball Z shit, they got Dragon Ball Z shit in there.
Big monsters beating this up.
I'm always a fan of no storyline and just straight work.
No, and that's what that is.
What book it said? No bread, no water, just meat. That's the movie.
That's exactly what the movie is.
Just straight meat on a plate with a little bit of salt and pepper.
Bro, it's the Monsterverse, and this is exactly what they need to be cooking. Just keep doing that. Remember when movies was bombastic and just fun and ridiculous? That's it.
That's all it was.
Shit. Oh, did we lose the guest again? Because you did? Uh-oh. Oh, no.
That's getting.
Oh, damn. He done disappeared. He done clicked something and disappeared like he was bewitched. Oh, shit. Oh, he back. You good?
Hello?
Oh, okay. Yeah, we can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. We're back.
Yeah. But is anything further you wanna talk about with the weekend and the shenanigans?
Nothing so crazy. It was one of those fun weekends that our brother just had a good time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. I see y'all podcast meet up and stuff like that. And you went to Wale Mania?
Yeah, Wale Mania was a whole different ball game, bro.
Yeah, man.
That shit was just ignorant.
Good shit. Yeah. Every time I look back at it, I always reflect about the New York one.
So you've been to a couple of them. How would you rank them?
Oh yeah.
You know what? To be honest, this last one that I went to was my favorite one.
Okay.
New York will always be the one.
Yeah, the home.
This one was my favorite one because it felt like a party for me.
Oh, okay.
Got you.
Was anybody at the door actually checking tickets? Because that was the one thing about the New York one that I won't forget. Niggas was just slipping in. You could just walk in.
Oh, the New York one was this most unorganized thing in the world.
Outrageous, man.
So I got a media ticket, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then they were out of space for media.
Damn.
And long story short, they're like, you can still come in, but you can't go to VIP and media.
Shit.
Now, I'm in having a good time, and the VIP area is up top.
Mm-hmm.
So I go to the guy. I was like, yo, hey, I don't have a band. He's like, you don't have a band? I was like, yeah, I don't have one. And he was like, oh, man. He's like, let me see a ticket. He's like, hold up. Were you in here early? I was like, yeah, I was in here early. I'm lying my ass off, guys.
Man, make it work. Make it work.
I'm straight.
You get in how you get in. Ain't mad at it.
I'm straight lying to this poor man. And he's like, yeah, okay, I got you. Ain't nothing to get. But bro, I didn't have a pass in the first place. But he gave me a wristband to go upstairs in VIP.
Respect.
So in VIP.
Respect.
Chilling.
Get the live on, man. Hey,
and
man,
fake it till you make it. I ain't mad at it at all.
It's the New York state of mind. You got to finesse to get in.
Yep.
Yeah, his little Philly ass didn't know what was coming to him.
Hey man, shit. They gonna learn, and it's gonna pass by. The best thing is that you had fun.
Oh, I had a great time. Great time.
That's what's up. Awesome.
Nah,
man, that's a bless. We definitely wanted to hear about the weekend and the shenanigans, and you can save more for when y'all go on the morning wrestling podcast y'all got coming up.
I got a lot to talk about.
I know some shenanigans y'all got to talk about.
Oh, it was straight fuckery.
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely. But I mean, yeah, if this isn't proved anything, I mean, wrestling is for the niggas.
Wrestling is definitely for the niggas, bro.
Absolutely. That WrestleMania weekend proved that shit in droves. The way the rappers came out, the way the wrestlers came out, everything came out.
Bro, you had SmackDown, West Side Gun, Snoop Dogg, West Side Gun, Wale.
Snoop was on commentary.
Yeah, like Snoop was dead ass on commentary. Like, what?
Yeah, the videos I'm seeing, fucking Drewski commented and shit like that, trying to find out if it's fake or not. Like, yo, mad niggas in the front.
For WrestleMania, we was outside.
Yeah, facts.
Oh, we were definitely outside, bro.
Cold or not, niggas was outside.
Bro, I don't know how people did that, bro.
Nah. That first night looked like it was tough.
It was a different. I didn't have to do it. Thank God I didn't have to, but that was a different vibe, bro.
I mean, shit. You can talk to Janelle on that one, because wasn't Janelle and Michael at night one?
Yeah, they were. It was actually Michael's first WrestleMania ever.
Yeah, wow, man. I was happy. I was happy to see that come through. That's what's up. I remember when I did that for 29.
Oh, 29 was your first one?
Yep.
How did it feel when at your first one?
So I traveled. So that was all by myself, and that was before the group and everything. So all of that was a whole vibe that I had to figure out, because I left from my college dorm going straight to WrestleMania, and then I went directly to Access and stuff like that. And then after like the Access time panel was over, I stuck around because nobody was like ushering me out, and that's the first time I met like Xavier Woods and Cash Zono just walking around and just messing around and shit like that. So it was like
hold on. You went to WrestleMania by yourself?
Yeah. I on the night of WrestleMania, I had my suitcase in the arena because I had to go back home right after that.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, because right after WrestleMania was over, I took my ass right back to Stony Brook. And
where was that WrestleMania
at? MetLife.
Okay.
Yeah. So I went on the train back because it ended at a reasonable time, not like 35. it ended at a reasonable.
35 was different, boy.
Shout outs to boy,
Listen.
one of our homies, Ryan. He saved me from the rain. Me and Maurice, different lives when it that.
WrestleMania 35 was my first.
Really?
Yes.
Now tell me about clocking in for a shift.
Listen, bruh. I was dragged. Listen, when I tell you I was a zombie.
It was so funny because, like, what was it? The night before, I remember I was partying with you guys and I was drinking the blue Long Islands that had the buildings all.
I remember you did.
Nigga, I was twisty. And then the day later, I had to wake up to go out to WrestleMania and shit like that and putting in an extra shift being out there. Shit was crazy, but I met mad fun people out there. And then homie Ryan saved me before I was stuck out there with the rest of the train motherfuckers. And he had the whip.
How'd you get saved?
He had the car.
Okay.
Ryan had the car, so while everybody was stuck there because the train wasn't, connected, and everybody had to sit there in the rain. I hopped up in I hit him up so fast. I was like, "Yo, Ryan, where you at with the car?" Hopped up in the car. He took me straight back to Penn Station, and I took the train back home. I was chilling while I heard everybody was tortured.
My first WrestleMania was 3 years ago in Dallas.
Oh, word?
That was my first WrestleMania ever.
Oh, you didn't go to 35?
No, because 35 I had to host the viewing party.
Yeah.
So, long story short, I was hosting, but then when I went, but then the one I went to 3 years ago, I was working with for Complex at the time.
Yeah.
So we had done an interview with Liv Morgan, and the shit was like super fucking lit. It was like a live interview. I don't know if you guys remember, but I was doing that.
Yeah.
The interview was fucking lit. So the PR person for WWE was like, "Yo, hey,
come through.
If you guys want to come to WrestleMania, this is WrestleMania in Dallas.
Oh shoot,
like, we got you."
Say less.
I said, "Nigga, say less."
Said what? Ticket booked already, bro.
And it wasn't like I was on some. I'm talking to Jesus and the Virgin Mary seats. I'm literally lower level, high rise type of sit. Like I'm by the.
Oh shoot,
that's what's
up.
up.
I'm behind the camera, but I can see the stage and I can see I can see everything because this one was in Dallas.
I mean, I'm imagining if they give you tickets, they gonna set you up where Jesus and the rest of them is up there.
That's disrespectful.
Yeah, exactly. Like what? Like I could have paid for my own, man. I throw in a 20 to be lower.
Yeah, so that was my first one. But you know what? In many ways, I kind of like the fact that was my first one.
Yeah,
because I saw Stone Cold for the first time live.
Yeah, facts.
Lit.
That was the one that Triple H officially retired. You know, he retired.
Yeah. When he came in and made the announcement.
He hung up the boots on that one. So that was like my whole like, yo, this is the one for me. And then I went to the one last year in LA because I was doing media for that one.
Yeah.
And then this year now. So I've been like 3 manias in a row.
Damn, son. After today, you got the after this year WrestleMania, you got the collective. You got to see Austin and The Rock at Manias.
Bruh,
and Triple H.
Bro, that was the main reason why I went to night 2.
Oh, I believe it.
I know the energy in there had to be wild.
Oh boy.
It wasn't nothing had to do with Roman, nothing had to do with anything. It's just I knew that deep down inside they were gonna overbook that shit.
Oh yeah, of course.
As they should.
And of course, Mo.
Yeah.
They were gonna overbook it. I had to see this overbooking.
Shit, how do you feel being in the arena for the Undertaker gong?
Son, the pop was insane.
Nobody expected that part.
No, nobody.
Niggas seen it for Austin, yeah.
But you know what? Undertaker was perfectly fine.
It made perfect sense.
Yeah. That image of him chokeslamming The Rock is hilarious. That nigga is hollering.
Yeah, it was perfectly fine. And then you had when Seth came out with the Shield theme song, I thought it was John Moxley.
I did too.
Everybody keeps
I'm not gonna hold you. I did.
Everybody
kept
saying that. I just figured it was still the whole Royal Rumble tactic thing. So I that wasn't me.
Makes which, bro. You
Seth
smart.
likes to play a mind game, so I was like, yeah, he's probably gonna do this. This is Seth's MO. Y'all wanted him to come out in polka dots at one point.
Remember he did that?
I know. That's what I'm saying.
So I thought it was. I was like, then when Seth came out, I was like, this all makes sense.
Yeah.
And this is me being a fucking mark in the arena, like, oh my god, this makes perfect sense because he got hit. His Achilles heel is the shield because he got hit in the back by Seth.
But that's exactly what the story lined out so perfectly well. It's catharsis in the way how the whole shit rocked. So honestly, it makes sense. It rocks. It's really good.
It made 100%.
It's good.
Perfect sense. Like you know what I mean? Like we all understood what the conversation was.
Roman ended up screwing himself because he stood on beef over his championship reign in the end. Is perfect.
It made so much logical sense. Yeah. I'm just like,
yeah.
Of course, Roman ain't letting this go.
Roman screwed Roman.
I'm not letting that go either.
Yeah, man.
I ain't gonna hold you.
Listen, Son saw the vest. He saw the chair. He started getting PTSD flashbacks.
Shit, dude, everybody's
for him.
Everybody's talking about that Royal Rumble shit where he didn't let go of Seth when he got DQ'd, and he said, "I can't let go." He making sure I'm not letting go. So you know he got PTSD.
And that moment
was just a shot.
In that moment, Son said, "F a Cody."
Oh yeah, F my title.
Bro,
he didn't even have to throw the chair away. He could have still kept that. Throw that shit at Cody and then speared him.
It was a whole different vibe, man. That shit was epic, bro. Like
I could imagine the tears flowing down the second they announced Cody was the winner, and he was handing that shit to his mom. And yo, man, that shit was woo.
Like people, I never like the pop in the arena was crazy.
Yo, it had to be.
Whew. That shit's crazy, man.
It was such a vibe, man. Like wrestling is back.
Yeah,
wrestling is back, bro.
Yeah, man. They breaking these records. They're around the world and shit like that. Like shout outs to the WWE, man. The new era is looking great, and they did Infinity War Endgame.
Yeah, it was just like, oh, they knew they had to go crazy on this one.
They got a Marvel nigga in the back, and he's definitely cooking some ideas, man. So shout outs. Yeah, Rob Fine, or I forget his name, Rob Fee or something like that. But yeah, he worked with Marvel, so he's there cooking on the storyboards.
So my only thing about the match, I was like, where was the rest of the Samoans? I was like, to see more Samoans.
The one that Rikishi took the picture with, mad at him in the hotel. He said, "Cody, just come out. Cody, we just want to talk."
Yeah, like but like Mo said, where were they? Where were y'all?
At the buffet? Shit, I don't know.
Probably.
We missed it, man. You never know, man. We was hungry. Shit, they was like, fuck, we thought Roman had it. Damn, son. We heard the final boss was coming there. We said, damn, they got it. Shit, we fucked up.
It was too late. They had some mayonnaise with some meat in their mouth already. Pause. No pity.
That's when they was chilling. They was like, oh, snap. Well, he got this.
Yeah, shit. Yeah. But yeah, on our side for the weekend, I mean, we was at the viewing party for night one. We was chilling. We was at the Playwright and stuff like that, vibing for night one and stuff like that. It was good. Night one definitely wasn't as popping as night two, but I don't know how the hell that ends up happening. We always choose like one night to pop out in, and it's always like the slower night for some reason. But like night one was, it was cool and Playwright and stuff like that.
Everybody thought night one was gonna be the night.
Because it's usually
and it turned out to be night two.
Yeah, I don't know, man. They flipped on that shit, but like, yeah, it was chill times and stuff like that for night one. Night two, me and Kenya was out getting food, and while I was walking around, I was watching WrestleMania from my phone.
I'm a true wrestling fan. I love it.
Oh, hell yeah, bro. I went to like 3 to 4 different food spots, and while I'm sitting there, I was a slutty vegan, and I was watching I was watching WrestleMania. Then I hear somebody like 2 tables down from me who was a worker there watching WrestleMania as well.
Listen, it's back, baby.
It's back. Homie was tight because he said at his job I think his coworker right beside him, he was like, I was supposed to be there today. Somebody was supposed to, he was like, I was supposed to be in Philly. Someone was about to pay for my whole ticket and shit like that, but somebody from the group fucked up the vibes and they lost out on the opportunity to go. He said I was gonna call out sick. Then his coworker came up. He said, mind you, he's saying this shit at work.
Oh no, you don't know better than that.
I was like, damn son, he didn't have to tell us all that.
Not at all. He didn't tell us none of that.
Nah, but that shit was hilarious though. He was OD tight. I'd be tight too. This nigga said he was gonna get a free ticket straight to Philly,
bro. And the thing about it, for me, Philly was so easy to get to.
Yeah. What you take?
I literally took. So I don't know if you guys know where I moved to Jersey. So I live in Newark now. So I'm right by Newark Penn.
Oh, that's a hop, skip, and a jump there for you.
Yeah.
So literally, all I did was, I ain't gonna hold you. I hopped on the Amtrak.
Oh yeah,
$60.
Yep. I should
do
it.
I was out.
Bless.
I got to Philly in an hour and 15 minutes.
There you go. Love to hear it.
That's what's up.
And I ended up staying at the same hotel that the wrestlers were staying at.
Oh shit!
Nice.
So I saw everybody.
Yeah, that's what's up.
You had a hell of a weekend.
Yeah, it was good. It was a blessing. Like I always say, it's a blessing. It's always a blessing when.
Oh yeah. You get the opportunities that you get.
Yeah, and then I never tried to
the creepy niggas in the hotel.
No, I was.
Yeah, no, never that.
Were there creepy niggas in the hotel?
There's always creepy niggas in the hotel. You know, there's always creepy niggas in the hotel.
100%. They were waiting outside.
The airports, everything.
But the one thing I will give the WWE wrestlers though, their patience.
Oh yeah.
Because they have every right,
to say no,
dudes, to say no and be dickheads.
Yeah. They should be tired. They got like 50 media things to do. They don't got time to sign your 500 stuff so you can sell on eBay.
Facts. Nah. And I'm like,
never lie, boy.
Shit, man. I saw that photo of Bull Nakano getting off an airport signing about like 50 different Funko Pops. I was like, bro, leave Bull Nakano alone. Yeah, I saw that was the first image of the airport shit. I was like, wow, leave Bull Nakano alone, y'all.
Shit, man. They get no moments. I don't mean to break kayfabe and everything, but you know what was super nice? Dominic.
Oh, I'm not surprised. Yeah, I'm not surprised. Yeah, he really good with the social media, being a dickhead and shit like that. But like, come on, son. Dom get where he is. He know how old he is. He don't want to come off as, some other young people in the business.
It's right, because generally a lot of heels are nice people. It's just they play their role very, very well.
Very well. And then they have like punchable faces.
Yeah.
Like Baron Corbin has a very punchable face.
Yeah, he does.
But he's like the nicest motherfucker in the world.
Man, every time he on Instagram and he cooking something, he always look like, fix up the dinner, bro. Like, let's go. Have the family meal. Cause he know he make it. He definitely in the Haitian sandals for the barbecue.
100%. That's like his because I interviewed him once for a media junket, and he was like, that's like his thing.
Oh yeah. Yeah, between that, his tattoos, the skulls and shit that he collects and whatnot, like he cool people.
That's what's up.
Yeah, but all right. So, before we go into the main event, how was y'all weeks work chilling? How was your recovery, Wilkins, for getting back from all the Philly and stuff and coming back into the real world?
So, I've been trying to be a trooper, my dude. I took the Amtrak back home. I get home so I had I forgot I had a therapy session with my therapist, like a Zoom therapy session.
Yeah.
So I wake up and I'm the weirdo that likes to strip my bed for like the housekeeping to make sure they have an easier time cleaning my room. So I literally packed when I woke up, and I overpack. I'm an overpacking ass.
I understand that very well.
That's me.
Yep.
So I pack. My therapy session's at 10. My train's at 10 at 11:45. So I finished my therapy session at 11:45. At 11, I hop in an Uber, but the Penn Station for Philly was like right by me. So it wasn't like anything crazy.
Okay.
So get there, and then literally I get home, drop my bag off, lay down for 30 minutes, hopped on the train and went straight to work.
Damn. Talk about a trooper, man.
I had a meeting with my boss at 2 p.m. Damn. Ironically, I forgot I had a meeting with him at 11. But he was like, yo, can you do me a favor and like switch time? I was like, no problem.
Woo!
Les. I'm like, I love those.
Brother.
Like thank you. Thank you.
But what's funny, when he had texted me that, I was on the train coming back into the city. Shit. So I just literally went right back. I had to adjust right away.
Yeah.
And but you know, like I said, it's a blessing I can do this stuff.
Yeah, and you can make maneuvers, and I mean, you got the energy to do it. So hey, man, it's blessed.
Because you know, there's gonna be that day when like all the shit, all the hobby stuff that all of us are doing, won't be able to do it anymore as much. You know what I mean?
Possibly, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we gotta appreciate what we got.
I just look at it as like the universe, God just gave me this ability to do it, so I'm just gonna appreciate it, have the most fun out of it. But I got right back on the work grind.
Yeah.
Right away.
Yep. And also, I mean, it's a payoff for all the stuff y'all do in the podcast industry. Y'all get y'all names and y'all get big out here. And look at what all three of y'all is doing in the wrestling industry and what y'all talk about, and then the individual stuff y'all do. It's the hard work getting paid right back to y'all. Y'all get to enjoy some of the labels.
Yeah, you know, you guys enjoy the label, but like to go back to what y'all was saying, like it was just I said it's game time. I had to go right back to work. Yeah, literally, I ran into a meeting as soon as I walked in. Hey, so what's going on? Yeah. He's like, and then I mean, the first thing out of his mouth was like, "How was your trip?" I was like, it was
"Oh, okay." I was like, it was Gucci, man. I'm trying to recover now.
I was like, anyways, so what's going on?
Facts.
Nah, facts, man.
Hey, co-host, how was your week, man?
Listen, it was honestly pretty chill.
That's for once.
Yeah, exactly. So I feel like it was the calm before the storm, because next week is gonna be
madness. You said next week you'll be stuck in your shit for a minute.
Yeah, I'll literally be in the office most of the week. So it's like,
what's your shoe job? Because you work right by me.
Oh, I work in IT, so that's why you literally see me when I'm in the office. The office is on 6th Ave.
That was what was in my head at first, but I was like, let me figure it.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah. But yeah, man, calm before the storm, and we'll see how that take you next week, man.
Yeah, next week's gonna be busy.
For me, it was I would say for the most part it was regular, the usual. You know, I be telling you all the time with the micromanaging and supervisors and whatnot. It'd be some bullshit, but hey, we get through it. We work through whatever the bullshit we got.
The micromanaging, man. I know. Have to deal with that.
Yeah, blessings to when y'all don't got to deal with it, or y'all having good supervisors or whatnot. Yep.
And what's your shoe job? What do you do? I don't say the company, but what do you do?
I work in the healthcare industry and stuff like that. I work in all fields when it comes to like authorizations to make sure people get they specialty services and whatnot. If you need to go see the heart doctor, or you need the podiatry or anything like that, I go through your insurance and make sure you can get
the world.
I wouldn't put it that far, but hey, man, I'm definitely making sure people get their teeth and their dentures.
This nigga Batman.
Listen,
you keep the superheroes Batman in mind.
You Batman and my man Mo is Tony Stark.
Yeah. Shit, man. Wakanda Industries, bro.
I love it.
Yeah, man. But on that same energy, now that we've done talked about ourselves for a hot minute and work and weekend and all that stuff, we skipping all the usual shit that we do on this show, and we going right to the money. Now, I want y'all to see my outfit right here. I am in Gambit garb all day.
Okay.
Got the card lit up. Respect to the boy. And we're going to go right into the money. We got the main event of the evening. We're going to talk all 5 episodes that have dropped so far of X-Men 97 because shit getting crazy and we got to talk about it. And let's go all the way from the beginning. No history, no nothing like that. Just straight going into the talk. Let's talk about episode 1. To me, my X-Men. Let's even jump from the first episode. Well, because I know you've been since the last time we talked. You've been Team Cyclops for how long? We're gonna wait for this conversation. Floor's yours, my nigga. Go ahead. Episode 1. Talk your shit when you saw Cyclops move.
So, episode 1, ladies and gentlemen, they did my man Cyclops justice. They represented my man Cyclops in the right light. They showed him looking like a G.
This nigga was waving the flag.
He came out the airplane. He's like, "Yeah, X-Men, you're doing great." Came down there, used his blast.
The greatest superhero landing of all time.
I gotta make the noise. Came through smoke looking like a superhero.
That man.
Hero comes along.
Cyclops showed out in this episode.
Yeah, that first episode he showed the fuck out,
bro.
Yep.
Fuck out. And it was like, it was so refreshing to see that.
Like, they said they saw all this landed and they collected that shit from the last 30 years and they said it stops now.
Where was this man in the animated series? Where was he? Where was he?
In the movies.
Right? Where?
Oh, no, they loved Wolverine. It was Wolverine all day, baby. They know what they was trying to promote. It was Wolverine. Did you Cyclops? Did you see a movie called Cyclops? No, it said Logan. Logan was on the billing, baby.
You know what's funny? Hugh Jackman comes to my gym.
What?
And I be side-eyeing this nigga all the time. He's mad nice.
I can just imagine him walking in. Cyclops better though. Huh? What? Huh? What?
He's like, "Hey man," I'm like, "Cyclops, what?"
Oh, what? What you doing? What you saying, man?
Yeah. So, but that first episode, first of all, that first episode set the tone for this next, the 4 episodes after. I think that's one of the biggest things you got, especially with the way it ended, where G. Left us all on a cliff. Was that the first episode?
No, that was the second episode. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Cliffhangers was out there. They made sure this shit was the cliffhangers go galore because the ending of episode 1, that's when we had the Magneto drop. The shit that he had to will.
That's when Magneto popped out of nowhere. And niggas is like, "Why this nigga here?" And then we like, "Oh, because Charles Xavier said you the guy." Oh,
bro, that was the final dig to Cyclops, which was so funny. They spent the whole episode where it was entitled "To Me, My X-Men." Cyclops had the big highlights, came through, stunting. He said, "I'm the new leader. You know how it rocks. I ain't Charles. You know how it rocks. We gonna come together and do this shit." By the end of the episode, nah, brother.
Listen, they was ready to scrap.
And he was like, reverse Uno card.
Yo, I didn't even think about it like that because he really was like being the guy.
He put on the new coat. He said, "Yeah, I'm the man. To me, my X-Men." And then you know how it ends in the end. Magneto with the line, "To me, my X-Men."
Yeah, and I'm like, woo. Scott was showing out just to get the rug pulled from my nigga.
Oh, they made sure they put, in wrestling terms, they put over Scott big so he could lose to Magneto in the end. It's all about you gotta push out the way for the big stars, baby. He was the Cody Rhodes and Magneto was the final boss.
Final boss. The final boss.
Sound like, I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna be good. The team gonna be good.
That's so funny with the video games because Magneto, the final boss of some of these video games too.
That was an episode. That was one episode.
Yep. We're gonna talk about that too. But like, all right, so stepping into that first episode, like you were saying before, that shit got saucy because let's talk about the FOH members. When they grabbed up Roberto, they was already, You knew that show was already on a 10 with the way FOH members was talking to Roberto when they snatched them up. They was like, yeah, you muties. You ain't nothing but a mutie. We don't want to hear how you different from another one. That shit sounded southern as hell. Talking about, I don't want to hear nothing about what you muties got. And all this shit, talking all this wild shit on him. And he was like, nah, bro. We don't trust your kind over here. We got you locked up. And if you say anything crazy, talking about you got money, I don't care who the fuck you is. You a mutie. We gonna shoot you with these Mega Man blasters. I was like, oh, nah, these niggas wilding already. I was like 5 minutes in.
I felt uncomfortable because I was waiting for them to say nigga.
Yes! It was so coded.
They were skirting the line, and I'm just like...
I was like, are they gonna say it? Are they gonna call him a nigger?
That's the mutie. That's what mutie sounds like straight up. I'm telling you, they can't say it, but they'll say mutie.
It sounds wild racist, bro.
Oh, big time.
Oh, listen.
They was on that energy, man. They was on that energy. But nah, so right after that, we got Roberto, we got all that shit coming down, and then we had our intro to Storm and Bishop. They was hitting the black excellence team up and shit like that.
I really like that intro, like having Bishop right there right away. I really fucked with that one.
Full into the team, Bishop, and he working with everybody, and just him and Storm having the beauty of the team up powers. Bishop already absorbing the energy, blasting these niggas sky high and shit like that. That was super cool. And then we got Cyclops wilding in here doing his Marvel vs. Capcom 2 combos where he was linking that man up, sliding on the floor with the blasts. Yeah, man. Yeah,
Cyclops showing off again.
Shit, hitting them combos and shit like that. Asking, Roberto was like, you bad guy, good guy. Man, we the good guys. You know how it is.
Swaggy. You see that? Swaggy.
Cut back to one of the original episodes. They done stole his glasses. He said, man, my glasses. You got it. Yo, call the ambulance. But not for me, though.
Yep. I'm like, okay. All right.
Cyclops is in the money with this shit, man. Cyclops was balling. He was in the fits. He was feeling like the man. He had that shit handled. And then by the time we got back to the X Mansion, we had old boy Gambit. He was making the beignets. He said, "Man, I know y'all had it handled."
He said, "Y'all good. Y'all want some good.
Yeah, exactly. Y'all know what you mean? Y'all don't want no dessert. Y'all had all that battling and shit like that. Y'all want nothing to eat. Him and Ro was making sure y'all was good with some southern cooking and shit like that. Y'all know what
my man Gambit. Oof, man, we'll get to that.
We'll trust me. I've been dying to talk about this shit for days, but we'll get to extremes and shit like that.
All I was saying is, at this point, I was concerned for Gambit. I was like,
in the way
I was like, y'all making him go out like a pup. I was like, I ain't liking this right now.
We'll see in a second, but like, all right. So the whole episode, they're reflecting on Charles' death and stuff like that. Scott dealing with being the leader and shit like that. We see Jean pregnant as hell, and it looked like Scott living kind of his best life with stressing all the shit that happened and whatnot. We got Roberto. Now he's like Roberto's living his life like Jubilee was in the first episode. Jubilee having the whole grow up and glow up moment, taking him around to shit like that. It was nice. It was nice to see her taking a mutant around and showing them that the X-Men ain't the bad people and shit like that. Him taking up the danger room was dumb funny because he was like, yo, turn off the danger room. Wolverine pulled up on that nigga. He was like, ha ha ha, you got the jokes on me. Turn off the danger room. He like, I ain't a joke, bro. I could really stab you right now.
I'll fuck you up.
The nigga's like, hey, what you doing, man? What you doing? So can we talk about that? Can we talk about that rave scene? The way how they animated when they was out there partying and shit like that. The animation was crisp when them niggas was getting lit and dancing.
Yeah, the club. Yeah, that was nice.
That shit felt like
it was well put together.
I like the motion of the niggas was moving. Jubilee was actually like popping it. She was dropping her little side dance and shit like that with her shit popping.
Jubilee is they portray that as a true 18-year-old, 17-year-old in this show.
In the 90s. She wanted to have fun, buddy.
Freaky little girl.
Right, listen, she out here living her life, but didn't the FOH people want to roll up in them like?
Oh yeah, it's the bullshit. But I mean, that's why they got the investigation that went down with them looking up Guy Rick and bro. So can we talk about some of the speeches in this show is phenomenal. That shout outs to like some of the writing, but like that investigation scene was crazy. Cause like one of the lines I think that when they was investigating and going into Guy Rick's mind and stuff like that, and he was talking about exception, I think is extinction, where he was talking about if we truly accept mutants into the society, it's gonna be the extinction for all. He was like, niggas could be out here playing your face. They could be for the allies, but really, they playing your face. They don't really like y'all.
It was hella deep, hella Malcolm X, but like Hitler-ish, like
boy, he was saying the quiet part out loud.
Yeah. Like it's like you said, the writing in this is very mature, and I think that's been my favorite thing about the show. How
they want to grow up with the people.
Yeah, how much it's for us.
Yeah,
it's for people our age.
Mm-hmm. Like, I mean, it's been 30 years. Yeah, they want to know how to balance.
Yep. Yeah. So like yeah, and to be honest, let's be real. Growing up, the show wasn't for us when we were kids.
With the way how they was doing shit like that, like they was trying to give some feels to it, but like it was a deeper meaning that I don't think you would have gotten at that age.
Yeah, like none of us, we were all way too young because before the show started, I rewatched the original X-Men animated series, and I was like, "Bro, this wasn't deep for me."
This shit deep. This shit was. We saw some cool niggas doing cool shit. And we was like, yeah,
that's it. Everything else was fun.
We did not hear none of them conversations. They was like racism on that. I don't really get it, but they cool though.
It was a whole different like this ain't for us. And then I'm seeing that with this show, and I think they purposely did that where they kept it at this more mature type of thing. It's like a borderline adult cartoon without being an adult cartoon because they be fucking.
Yeah. Oh,
fucking in this.
I mean, Jean's pregnant. That's the call of the pregnant. By this episode, I still Jean. So yeah, Jean. Somebody's fucking for sure.
No.
Yeah, man. Yeah, but all right. So skipping on ahead a little bit into the episode, like we was talking about before, when niggas was fucking up with when they found out about the Sentinels plans, and they went and we talked about the airplane scene when they came down and started shutting shit down. Let's talk about Cyclops with one of the lines of the episode as well. Storm, hit them with the weather report. Nigga, I was like, what?
You don't fuck with Storm.
Nah, the Sentinels was saying Omega level mutants show up, and they was like,
we got a little hint with the prior episode, but this episode, we was like, she was like, I bet.
They showed out. She was like, take these weapons and all them niggas that try to do harm against us, shut them down.
It was like that line. And then when she got busy, it was like, we know you a goddess now, B.
Oh, facts. They was stressing it out through this series so far. Like, niggas love them some Storm.
Yeah, and then the way it ended was bad, though.
Ooh, man. Hurt my heart. I was like
her high was crazy. Like,
oh, yeah. That's what these guys get the build up to the takedown shit. They know how to give you the highs of highs, and then they gonna snatch it. You don't know when it's coming, but they gonna snatch it, and you gonna be like, oh shit, no, this shit real.
But you know what's crazy?
What?
They portrayed Magneto as his dick, though. Right? And they're like, yo, I don't know why he's trying to be the leader here, but blah, blah, blah. But the way that episode ended was they still portrayed him as he's still the leader of the mutants.
Yeah. Oh, because
because she was willing to protect them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That, and I mean Storm earlier. So we're talking more into episode 2, but like this is so the way how it was going. Storm was one of those people that when she saw Eric / Magneto trying to join up and stuff like that and revolve for his sins and stuff like that, she was the one trying to support his movements and shit like that. She was like, all right, like let's give him a chance. There's a reason why Charles put it in the will that he should like run the X-Men and shit like that. So she saw it as a brother about to get taken down by some shit, and she jumped. I mean, she did what she did for a reason. Storm's a reasonable person.
She looked at it and she was like, all right, the professor did this for a reason. Let's at least see it out.
But it shows how great he is, though. Regardless of the belief, it just shows how like he is that dude.
Yeah, and I mean, like you said, when we was growing up, like we saw like the black and white of things. We saw Charles as the hero with the mindset, and then we saw Magneto as the extremist of evil and stuff like that. Now we can think of him as a full-on nuanced character with the way he was thinking, especially the words he's saying, talking about liberation for my people and stuff like that. We don't get that.
Listen, that's because as kids
we don't get that.
It's like as kids we saw it in black and white, and now as adults we know it's a bunch of shades of gray.
Yeah,
shades of gray, shades of purple, shades of nigga, shades of
so it's like you look at Magneto, he's like, okay.
Yep. So we can talk about also in the first episode when Cyclops was talking to Jean and talk about how they was about to peace out, and it was like, yeah, we gonna raise our child. I think it's time for us to leave. But the second Magneto pulled up and said, man, it's my shit. Cyclops turned around to Jean and said, nah, we ain't leaving. I can't leave it with that nigga.
It's ego, a little bit of ego.
Oh, 100%. Oh,
I think that was more ego than anything because
keep that in mind. Cyclops' ego is gonna go crazy around this shit.
Yeah, because it's like he's looking at it like, yo, who is this? Who is this dude? And I was supposed to be the guy. Like, but let's think about it. He is entitled to feel that way.
Yeah.
He thought he was fucking Charles's one of his closest students, and he thought he was running shit. And then you just give it in your last will and testament to the nigga we've been fighting for years. What you doing?
Which is why in the comic books is a little bit off subject. Why the nigga killed Charlie Xavier?
There you go.
Because he put respect on my man's name.
A little bit of that, that certain Cyclops you talking about, the X version of that nigga. I'm telling you, a little bit of that nigga came out in episode 5. We'll talk about.
Yeah, Scott was not trusting nobody. He was like, yo, Jean, read's mine.
But yeah, son, just so we can step into. Besides, the only thing more to talk about with episode 1 is pretty much the Wolverine and Gambit combo was hot. When they fused up the shit that we was all seeing from the trailer, when that came through to take out Mastermo, that shit was fire. And the X-Men playing the basketball game at the end was hilarious.
It was so unnecessary, but it was cool.
Yo,
we always get in anime, we always get the unnecessary baseball episode. They just smudge that shit in. Niggas having fun. It's the calm before the storm, because right after that, Magneto pulled up. So it's like, hey.
Yeah, let's have some fake fun, and then
and then exactly build it up, think everything's Gucci, and then they'll take it right away from you.
Yeah,
it was a great first episode. Like I think it was one of the most streamed episodes on Disney Plus, wasn't it?
All the build up, all the shit. When niggas heard X-Men 97 everybody was locked in. The niggas who was saying they had superhero fatigue, all that shit flew out the window. They said, what? X-Men?
Great point. That's a great point. That's a great point you just raised, because
put it into wrestling terms. Put it to wrestling terms. Niggas say they tired of pro wrestling. Bring the Rock in. Oh, Attitude Era vibes, shit.
It comes down to, if it's good, niggas gonna fuck with it.
Yep.
Yeah. And if you update it for a modern touch and niggas can flow with it, they will be there.
Yeah, that's literally what it was. It's like, yo, people gonna fuck with something that's good. Like LeBron James was tweeting about it. When's the next episode?
Yeah, everybody's
that's
hooked.
how you know.
Everybody's hooked. Everybody's hooked. But yeah, so we can step into episode 2. Like we were saying before, everybody around calling Storm a goddess. We was in that little discussion room talking about Magneto and how we could trust Magneto and stuff like that. And Magneto, yo, Magneto with the press out with the hair shit like that. Let's talk about how Magneto be looking in this show, man. How y'all feel about the new designs?
Magneto's looking like a mixture between Damian Priest and Prince.
Oh, yo, nah, that's
my son got the blowout looking fantastic. They made sure that man is on his Silver Fox shit. He on the Silver Fox apps picking up old biddies. Like, come on, son.
No, he picking up the young ones.
Right, that's what I'm about to say. I was like, what, man? Listen,
he pick up the biddies of all kinds, baby. He'll be everywhere.
He's out here on these streets.
Oh yeah. Oh, big time, big time.
Ain't no lie told.
But he saw Storm backing him up and said, "Storm, you got us. You wonderful creature out there." Yo, he was like, yeah. He's been. I love the way they talk about Storm in this series, though. Like everybody out here making sure they was like, anytime they talk about Storm, they make sure they know she has an 11 out of 10.
Oh yeah, they put the respect and the reverence on her name anytime they talk about her.
Mm-hmm.
Because she can kind of kill them.
A mega level. And she is a goddess. She is an absolute goddess.
Yeah, like she's I'm gonna talk real nice to somebody that could potentially kill me.
Oh yeah, don't nobody want that smoke.
Nobody wants that smoke.
Like the meme I seen going around. That was it. 2 10s are talking, and then Storm's like, "I'm an 11, but continue."
I didn't see that one.
That shit I seen on Twitter like 5 times over, and I die every time I'm seeing.
That's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, man. But like, so going into episode 2, they was playing off the comic Trial of Magneto, because the second they tried to get shit together, Army was pulling up on the door, and they was like, "So we hear y'all got Magneto, and he trying to run X-Men? Nah, cut that shit. We gotta put this nigga on trial for his crimes." So they had that shit suited and booted up. And in the middle of the trial, we get that crusty nigga, the executioner, one of the niggas in the FOH, putting this shit together.
Ooh, yeah.
Bitch ass nigga. But Magneto on trial, he's spitting his speeches and shit like that. And homie, yo, so let's talk about the boo-boo ass speech when the executioner pulled up and the X-Men tried to defend him. And while he was linking up Cyclops, he was talking about, yeah, y'all always complain about how y'all have a heart. What about us humans? What about us that have to live in society with all? I was like,
man, bro, I'm telling you this right now. That should be feeling too close to home when those things be when they be putting these little speeches into the show.
The writing be
feeling way too close to home. When he's saying that, I was just like, listen, who's writing this stuff?
I hope the rappers that's coming out after they see these shows is collecting bars, because there's some people here that drops true gems that I was like, y'all got to connect this shit.
Whoever writing this done seen some stuff.
Yeah, they had a rough life.
Them writers is putting all kinds of sauce up in that shit, because like so the assassin goes and talks his shit, and he gets right in the middle of the trial and shit like that, where everything was going down, and he's in the trial in the first place because he pissed off that Magneto got a trial in the first place. He said they should have execution that nigga from jump, and they was like, yo, this trial is disrespectful and yada yada yada. So moving forward, we got all the way to the point where he about to shoot Magneto, and Storm, being the wonderful trooper, she got to jump in and take the bullet for this nigga. And boy, that shit hurt a nigga's heart.
This scene was hard. Ooh,
this scene was
hard to watch.
Man.
I was like,
I can't feel the moisture.
Yo, she said the breeze is gone. The breeze is gone, and the tears that's going out, and her reacting to it. Yo, I love the medium of animation, because if you could make that shit look so stressful, she looked like she didn't know where the fuck she was, what the fuck she was doing. I can't hear nothing. I used to hear everything. I can't hear nothing.
That shit was hurtful.
She was crying, and she was looking like she was in the padded room. She was going crazy.
And Magneto went off.
Yo,
Magneto.
Listen, I will give Magneto this because he showed restraint, because you could tell when he saw that he was just ready to go.
Bro, the line that's playing in my head is every time when he raised them up into the sky and brought the council and the breath was coming out. That's how you know how high up they was in the sky. He could have dropped them. All you hear is bigot, ingrate, sycophant, worm. Yo, I was like, hey, yo. The first line when he said bigot, I was like,
he had every reason to say that. Like,
he was gonna step on that nigga's face.
Magneto was on his Malcolm X. You slap me, I'ma kill you. Type of vibe.
At that moment, I was like, I wasn't sure which way homie was going to go because
I could drop you.
Mo, I was just 100% which one. I thought he was gonna kill him.
Yeah, I thought he was gonna drop him. I was like,
he had him on the edge of the seat, and he had me on the edge of my seat. I was like, yo, I mean, you got every right. They did storm till he was like, you do that to a sister? I'm like, Magneto, yes, brother, yes, come through.
Bro, that shit is like the Black Muslims 5% type of vibe. Magneto be on, bro.
Yeah, for real.
Man.
He was just like, bro. He was like, Charles, why you put me in this spot, bro?
No. He respected Charles' wishes because that's the only thing that was holding him back. He was like, Charles put me here for a reason, and I understand. But like, y'all lucky, because if I hadn't have a Charles state of mind, y'all niggas would have rocked the earth like meteors.
But it was like, and I liked it because it showed that how much he respects Charles.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And given this position that he's in now, he is gonna do right by Charles. So he's not gonna act like Magneto, who will pull a trigger real quick.
Oh yeah, but he proved himself in that moment, and then out of that, I mean, they got the reprieve. Like after that, after the council lady was shook for her fucking life. By the time they brought him down, next thing you know, you see on the news, yeah, Magneto has been pardoned for all his crimes, and we gonna accept Genosha as a part of the UN. How about that, guys? Yeah,
Bet you got no choice, bitch.
Yeah, he was like,
she was like, listen,
you are crashing.
She's like, I bet this. Listen, whatever you want, homie, do it. At that point.
And the only part of really episode 2 we got to talk about is the messy. You gotta love the love triangles that they be popping up in here, because we saw Magneto went into a room, and then you saw Rogue went into a room, and Gambit was on the side, and
Gambit like,
This was in the midst of like Storm giving her story and giving her letter, and Jean reading out the letter of Storm going away, and it was just, damn, son. It was Rogue and Magneto touching hands and shit like that, and getting a close encounter. You're like, well, fuck.
Son. She was out here on the streets, and my man Gambit is in love. Want to treat her right. Want to
give her that southern cooking. Come on, son.
Yeah, he's
I'm sure he got a whole ass disease type of vibe. And my man Gambit is just like, nah, I don't care.
Gambit said, "You go and pick Life Alert over me."
And you go over there, go in that room. I was tight, bro.
No, bro.
I felt for Gambit. I was like, man, yeah, I'm like, yo, bro.
I honestly, at that time, I didn't know about their history like that. So seeing that shit pop up, I was like, ooh, boy, that's rough.
And the thing is, like, I knew about their history because I'm a huge X-Men fan. I read a lot of the comic books.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, I throw that all out the window. I'm looking at this, like X-Men 97, as a standalone TV show.
It's funny because they definitely, if you see these last couple of episodes and stuff like that, this is definitely like strictly, when we talk about episode 3, that's strictly comic shit, and they did an amazing amount of work in the short amount of time they have for episode 3.
Yeah, Episode 5, when we get to that one, I have some theories about episode 5 when we get to that one.
Yep. I want to get y'all opinions though. What's y'all thoughts on Morph and Wolverine?
What do you mean?
They fucking.
Oh, that's where we going? Oh, okay. If that's where we going,
bro. That first episode, let's talk about the fact that when Wolverine was stuck up a tree and shit like that, why this nigga transform into Sabertooth for them to have some fun time? I was like,
bro, they fucking.
Wolverine been on this earth a long time. Long time,
nigga. So you saying he got tired of pussy?
I'm not saying he got tired of it. I'm saying he been on this earth for a long time. I don't know, man. I don't know.
So you want to try something new?
He been on this earth for a long time.
All I'm saying that is like, listen.
And well, let's talk about Morph though. Morph, I don't know if you want to mess with Morph, but I mean, Morph can turn into whatever. Morph non-binary, so hey.
And it makes sense because if I can turn into a woman and a guy, you can't have any type of All
right, so I guess the question is, how many times you done had Morph turn the gene?
But it happened in the episode. Like he turned and made fun of him by turning into pregnant Jean. Talk about they having a happy life. That happened. It was like it's me.
Low-key messed up though.
Yo, Morph. Every episode, they be putting in Petty Morph on a 9 times level because that shit was hilarious. Shit he did, shit he said to Magneto, shit he said to Gambit, shit he joked around with Jean when she was pregnant. He was like, "Yeah, and I'm just gonna live my life with my boring ass husband." I was like,
"Yeah," I was like, "Oh, this is what we doing." Okay,
Morph is great. Morph's a highlight. I don't give a shit. Morph's a highlight. Hell. There's another episode we're gonna talk about a little bit of Morph and Wolverine situation with the whole shower shit too.
That's the part I was thinking about.
Yeah, that's the one that made me think. Oh, okay,
bro. He just said, "Hey, buddy. I mean, you could, He said, it looked like you need some help," and he put out the Wolverine claws. He said, "You need some help in the shower."
Bro, I was like, "Yo, what is going on here?"
Y'all know what's going on here.
And I was like, oh.
They don't need to lie to y'all. They don't need to lie to y'all.
I was like,
okay. They don't need to lie to y'all.
Like, what is going on here?
Yeah. But let's talk about the ending of episode 2 finishes off with a classic Gene highlight. The Morph opened the door. He was like, "Man, what else can happen here?" He opened the door. Another Gene pulled up, and in Gene fashion, she fainted.
Of course.
That's how you already knew she was a real one. I love how that little Easter egg was like, "Oh yeah, shit, she ain't lying. She the real one." we ain't seen this one faint in the last 2 episodes. She a motherfucker lie.
Me like, damn, Gene, how long you been on these streets?
She's been out of here, son. She's been freak nasty ass fucking Gene, bro.
Nice time. So all right, so let's step into episode 3, Fire Made Flesh, and we can step into this whole shit. That's a crazy ass. This episode was high level hallucination, drugs, all types of shit. Brought to you by Mr. Sinister.
We should have been high watching this.
Oh,
bro,
big time. The spooks was.
This is what I need water for.
But all right, so let's start with. I want to start this episode with fucking. So this is me as a healthcare person. Fucking beast breaking HIPAA laws like a motherfucker, telling the whole group in front of him, "Oh yeah, this bitch a clone. You a clone." He didn't take Gene to the side. He ain't whisper nobody in the ear, nothing like that. He said with 100% empirical proof, everybody can hear me. This bitch a clone. Brother.
She a clone. Get out of here. Get out of here.
Brother.
Listen, Beast ain't got no chill.
Brother, calm your shit down.
I have a question. Do you think, because is this show the continuation from the original one?
Yes.
So when she got cloned, was this from when, because I don't know if you guys remember, there was a
I think she got snatched up twice.
There was a honeymoon episode
Mm-hmm.
with Mr. Sinister, and they captured him, Summer, Scott, and her.
Genius.
Was it from that episode?
So here's what he said.
Which one came after because they both have memories, but it comes from like the Phoenix. So was the honeymoon after the Phoenix saga? I'm trying to remember.
I don't remember.
Because he snatched them up twice.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I'm trying to figure out, was it that episode? It's not a big deal. I was just curious.
No, go Mo.
We don't know exactly how long the clone has been around because Hank left this kind of vague here. And what he said was basically it could be up until he's like, I don't know. All I know is the cells are younger. It could be any point up until when she was the Phoenix. So we don't know how long the clones have been around at this point.
They keep pointing out. They was like, at least their highlight point is something happened after that Phoenix shit. And then after that Phoenix shit, that's when they started hitting their memories of major events and shit like that.
It's crazy.
But yeah, son, I can't get over Beast breaking HIPAA law. And I'll say Beast is messy as hell, man. He ain't got no decorum.
Listen, Beast just be popping in like, yo, Beast, read the room, bruh.
Yes. You don't gotta love everybody's spot shit, man. Take it to the side, have a think about the shit. Don't let everybody know. It was like, oh yeah, this bitch a witch.
She's a weirdo, and then that whole episode was just ecstasy and acid.
Yeah. Shit, the episode we didn't even get to talk about the whole pregnancy and giving the birth of Nathan and shit like that. That's a big part of this shit. God,
Scott don't do it.
When old girl found out she was a clone and shit like that, she went straight to kidnapping the baby, went magical transformed, turned on the 90s when you're a villain and you put on the dominatrix gear. Yo, Madeline probably was putting on the show. She was crazy.
So, like, at this point, I'm thinking, if I'm Scott, like, hold up, yo, Beast. So you telling me that I've been clapping cheeks with the clone? You can't tell me how long she been around. Like, yo, Beast, I need a date, bruh.
Beast don't know. All I gotta do is leak tea, bro.
I need you to do your side to find out exactly how long this clone been here.
That man was not helpful at all.
No, he's just messy. He's messy.
All he did was just tell him, "Oh yeah, that's a clone."
Figure the rest of it out. That bitch a clone. That's it.
So and now I got a whole baby by the clone.
Yeah. And in the midst of this shit, that's when we get another messy morph scene because they went to the danger room and this nigga kept saying, "All right, so who booked the danger room before me?" All you see is Rogue and Magneto. He said, "Oh shit, it looked like they've been here for hours and the weekend too. Oh, let's see how long they've had this booked." And he just kept clicking and kept looking at that nigga.
Yo,
how many hours they need in the danger room?
Yo, listen, and then Gambit was like,
Gambit said, "Shit, I gotta check on something."
Yep. Let me go pay Rogue a visit.
Like, Gambit's villain arc is gonna be crazy, bro. He is stressed out and being slapped in the face continuously throughout this show.
I'm like, damn, what Gambit do to deserve all this, bro?
Listen, man. But I mean that
the beignets didn't taste good in the first episode. That's why.
Yeah. Too much sugar.
It was too much sugar. He burnt it or something because the way they treating him is like he did something wrong, boy.
Yeah, man. But like, all right, so like after they had that joke and shit like that, everybody having their separation and shit like that. That's when we started getting into the trippy moments of this episode. Nightmare Lucius was going crazy. Fucking Morph was about to see Wolverine in the shower, and that shit started going off. Gambit went to the fucking other room, and it looked like them Rogue and Magneto was fucking, and they started melting together. I was like,
bro.
Ooh. Talk about everybody's nightmare. Fucking Roberto seeing his mom. Yo, what a lovely trope to say the minority and the Hispanic dude's most fear is his mother being disappointed at him.
That sounds about right.
Yep. Yeah. His mother was like, he's like,
no, Mom, don't look at
that me. That's not even my son. I'm like, yeah. That sounds genuine.
Y'all ain't shit for that one.
Genuine minority parent. Fucking everybody joking on Twitter. They was like, and Beast's nightmare was that he probably watched a fucking trippy ass horror movie the night before because he opened up a door and it was like some weird like Miyazaki creature at the door looking at him.
Yeah,
and it was like, and everybody was like, I was like, what? That's his nightmare? Like
that nigga probably watched a fucking anime movie and was like, ugh.
Because Beast don't give no fucks.
He don't. Oh, Beast just messy, yo. He just watch a movie and cause shit to go crazy.
Yeah, it Beast. Beast is just he's just Beast. Like it's funny the character development in this, and you're starting to like see who everybody is. The messy nigga, the one that's annoying.
Yeah, the soap opera drama of triangle relationships and shit like that, and
which is why I think the show makes it so good because
the drama.
They're fleshing out these characters, like legit characters, which was why the movie wasn't. The movies weren't bad, but it's
that makes. Shout out to Judy in the chat. Oh man,
I ain't even see, but yeah, man. Hey man, more be doing what more be doing. Nah, but yeah, nah, for real. That shit crazy. That episode, friggin' when Goblin Queen grabbed up Nathan and brought him to Mr. Sinister and shit like that. And we saw fucking baby abuse in this episode. And then nigga instantly dropped Nathan into the fucking green juice.
Yo, bruh.
had Nathan fighting for his life, getting the techno virus in that shit.
And the baby almost died.
Yeah, man, the nigga was like, imagine being born like a week ago and somebody just dropping you in a vat of water, you put your life in shit, picking up extra disease and shit.
It's gonna change, and then you're gonna change for the rest of your life. You gotta not be with your parents no more,
bro. A random black man that snatched you up and took you to another world, like, whoa.
How you ain't even been on this earth maybe like a week and
are you my real dad?
Stuck in a tube, you done been kidnapped.
You've been kidnapped. You don't know who your real mother is.
Twitter had me crying with fucking Bishop. They said Bishop was on here doing a work vacation and he ended up with a child. Imagine doing a work vacation. You had to come back home with a child that's not yours. So you come back with this Caucasian baby.
Now imagine you have this Caucasian baby. You have to go home with that. And your wife is like, who is this child? Where did you get this Caucasian baby?
Bruh. Oh, nah. Like, well,
honey, I had to save the world. I had to save the world.
Like, well, what happened was, honey, calm down first to save my baby.
It don't look like me.
It's like, this the X-Men baby. I just got in a situation and I need to bring it to the future.
It's just like, what's going on here?
Oh, wife is side-eyeing you the whole time. Like,
100%. Looking at you like,
yeah, all right.
I swear to God, it look nothing like me. Look at it. Look at it, man. It ain't got a hint of me.
It ain't. You see, it's not black. It's just.
It's like that'll be nothing. That'll be nothing.
Not a drop of melanin in this shit's soul, man. I swear, it ain't mine. Nah, son. But yeah, so as the Goblin Queen got busy and the shit they was in Inferno, demons was popping out and shit like that. Let's talk about another highlight. Cyclops and Bishop working together before he dipped out to take the baby and shit like that. Cyclops blasted Bishop and he took that kinetic energy. He started wilding. I love shit like that. Them team up moves is fire.
Those team up moves are top tier.
Top tier. They treat it like a video game and I love it. I need them to drop a new video game. Mad team up moves.
Yeah. When they made the decision to take the baby, I felt so bad for Scott.
I mean, the next couple episodes is going to prove Scott going crazy. He got to eat the beat in his mind.
Because he really was like, I can't be a part of this. I don't want to abandon my son. And he's
That's
like,
so funny.
He has to, but he's like, I've been through this. And I don't want this for my son. He's like, I can't be a part of this. He's like,
I want to talk about that. I want to talk about that because that shit was hilarious. This nigga said, I can't abandon my son. 2 minutes later, he walks out of the door and abandoned his son. I was dying. I was like, nigga, Bro, at least be with him for the few minutes y'all got before they snatch him up and shit like that. They gotta remove the virus. This nigga said, I will never abandon my son. This nigga walking out, leaving it. All right, buddy.
He had to though.
That shit was so funny. That shit was so funny. Do you know how it feels to be abandoned?
Hank, I can't do that, Scott. This is gonna take years. I can't do that for you, Scott.
He did said, yo, maybe they got some cure in the future. I ain't got nothing for you, buddy. I could just tell you the tea. That's it. I can't give you no cure. Fucking yo, can't do shit but make it messy. This nigga told Storm can't help you. Told Gene can't help you, but I can tell you all the news. Hey, buddy, what you doing?
Hey, can't help nobody.
Bro, put down your literature and read study up on your doctor books, bro. Put down the Shakespeare. We don't need it.
Yo, every time Beast has been in an interaction, he's made the situation even more messy. Even like you said, when Storm was talking to him, she's like, "Yo, Beast, give me diagnosis. How long is it?"
Can't do nothing for you, baby.
Hit too hard. My hands are tied. My paws are tied.
So it's a Beast. I asked you how long is it. He's like, "Oh, it's permanent."
Shit.
Oh.
Bitch, it might be forever. Turn around like Cardi B, forever.
Like it's like why are you here?
Yo, I was just about to say that. I was just about to say that. Like, yo, Beats,
I'm here to give y'all the tea. Y'all need to know this information. I can't help you, but I can deliver the news. It's not good news.
Never good news.
It's not good news.
Always bad news.
This nigga Beast is bad news Barrett.
Ah!
yeah.
Get the gavel. You ain't getting back your mutant powers, baby.
Yo, Stone,
you can't do nothing for the baby.
Stone, like, yo, y'all still got that number for Tony Stark? Because this ain't it.
It ain't at all, bro.
Yeah.
Mr. Fantastic, can you call him?
Right?
Because obviously you can't help me.
I don't got his number right now. I don't know. They might be in another dimension, bro. I got nothing for you. I can tell you they could probably help, but I don't got the number. Sorry, bro. Sorry, buddy. Shit. But yeah, let's talk about also further in the episode. We got further messiness between the Wolverine Jean and Cyclops mixing, because when we got the real Jean, she was in the bed, she was trying to recover, and then we got Logan trying to swap up on a weak Jean while she was down on the bed. He was like, Jean, come back to me, baby. You know, yo, search your mind, search your memories. Remember that good time. Don't forget about that Boy Scout right now. He was trying to put the Mac down while she was in the bed. She was trying to recover and shit like that. He was like, you know what you want. He said, you know, I give up this whole world for you. And then she remembered Scott. She had to put that ponytail up and she got the action. She was like, shit, Scott's in trouble. So this nigga Wolverine, yo, he started to roll his hand. Yeah, of course, Scott.
Yo, fuck Wolverine.
I was like, that's a messy move, Playboy. You trying to get her while she on weak bed, bro?
Fuck Wolverine, bro.
Wolverine was like, yo, Scott got one. Let me have one, Scott.
Bro, she went to the second she saw Scott having a problem with Madeline, because she was working them niggas. She was that's when you started to see the blood come out. She was flexing. Magneto was on mega level, but yo, Madeline was something different. She had that nigga flexed.
Yeah.
Fuck that nigga. Once again.
Logan was trying to put the max source down on a hospital patient, man. What you doing?
Oh, he is.
He got no respect. Boy. He did. No, the meme that I saw out that shit had me dying, because it was them two looking at each other in the eyes, trying to have a moment. And then here you come with Beast killing the moment. He was like, guys, what you doing?
Yeah. Kill me too.
Fucking Beast always ruining a moment. He just pop out his head. Well,
don't tell Beast nothing. Don't bring Beast nowhere.
Beast is that friend.
Yep.
He's that friend.
He is the ultimate third wheel to ruin the mood.
Because he can't read a room. He can read every book he can read every book, but he can't read a room.
Can't read a room.
He is book smart, not street smart.
He's the definition of that.
100%, yo. 100.
Nigga, let's but nah, that shit crazy. After she saw that Scott was in trouble, girl put her hair in the ponytail and she got the action, and the battle between them two was going crazy. Fucking, it got so crazy that they started mind battling to the point where you saw like a giant Jean, and they went into her mouth and she started devouring them niggas. Like the shit was a hallucinogenic wildness that was going on between all of them.
Yeah, that scene was watched like, yo, remember.
Yep. Yeah, they pulled that Batman v Superman Remember Martha shit where they was like, yo, remember Nathan, remember that nigga Sinister got that nigga in a vat of green juice, we gotta save him now. And then Madeline and Jean and Cyclops, they was like, fuck it, we gotta put that shit aside to go save Nathan. And they pulled up on Sinister, and all you saw was this nigga giving a speech. Yo, if you saw from the old series, Cyclops, you got to give it up to Cyclops because he stays on Mr. Sinister's bumper. Well, this nigga be mid-speech, and Cyclops just pull up out of nowhere, be shooting that nigga in the chest. Shooting that nigga in his bird chest.
I don't blame him. It's on site.
If that nigga would put my son in green juice?
All the time, every time.
He has to give him the business every time.
If you're going to threaten my son like that, my son a week old and you trying to drown him? You wildin'.
And then you gotta make sure you gotta abandon my child.
Yeah. Yeah, I ain't going to abandon him this time. I ain't no deadbeat. Fuck a nigga, nah.
Yo, listen, that.
Yeah, so they had to handle that business, and then, like you were saying earlier, they had to give the baby to Bishop so he could go in the future to give him up for the cure and stuff like that. Cyclops is going through it. That shit was heavy for Cyclops.
No, yeah, for real.
He didn't want to be a deadbeat dad.
Nah, man. I mean, I understand. It was his first baby and shit like that. He thought he was having it with Jean. He had it with a clone. Madeline, he was stressing. He didn't know what up or down and shit like that. He was fucking with the wrong twin. He was fucking with the wrong twin, man.
That pussy must have been good, though.
Listen, I wonder if you know the difference. Cause I'm like,
I mean, she said she was the Goblin Queen.
right. Ooh, yeah.
Listen, keep that in mind for episode 5 because that's lesson 2. Yeah, son. But yeah, so after all that business, the fake Jean, aka Madeline, she said, "Yo, I can't do this. I'm gonna go to Genosha and shit like that." So she dipped out, and then in the episode we see Storm meet Forge, and that pretty much closes the cap on episode 3. And we can move into like episode 4, which was like more like it was split into like 2 stories that was going on, but it was like a fun throwback kind of style with the way they had like Jubilee and Roberto going through that shit, and it was like OD in the vibes that if you love the arcade video games, shit was great.
It was awesome.
Shit was great. You got the whole vibe in Motendo.
I was like a Motendo. I was like, oh, this is where we going. Okay.
Yep.
The Motendo that looked like a Sega Genesis. I was like, okay.
All kinds of jokes. All kinds of fucking jokes. Listen, shit. I mean, we should all pop out to 8-bit bytes and play the X-Men game that got shit right there after that kind of episode. Yeah, 8-bit bytes is always the popping shit. You get a table, you can play any classic video game, like you can play arcade style, and they got 4 controllers always there. We always pop out and play a classic. We was playing it last time we was in there. They have like 5 different locations all throughout the city. It's all over the place, man.
I'm gonna check it out.
Just look up 8-bit bytes. They got the good eats and they got the classic video games. We go in there and we play Power Ranger Megazord battle all the time.
Sounds amazing.
It's amazing. Yeah, if you like classical games, you should be up in there. You can get yourself a nice burger and classic shit. They got throwback prices, throwback games, and throwback food.
I gotta get my lick back against Mr. Go with the Flow. I'm like, it was like 2-1 or something like that.
Nigga, you need to get your lick back from every time we play go-karts.
Listen,
because I got your bumper 2 times from London and Japan, brother.
Listen.
Nah, son. But yeah, so this game full of arcade trips. You just go into the 90s style, every kind of vibe. They even got scenes where it shifted into like the video game aesthetics and the life bars and shit like that. They fighting the enemies and shit like that. We already knew what's the name of the fat controller dude again? Mo.
What? Oh, that big chunky dude.
Dude, he was on lipo for like half the episode.
He scared me.
Mojo
Riley. I'm gonna call him that because he was hyped. It was. I'm thinking Majin Buu the entire time, to be honest.
I was thinking that in Janemba. How you have the skin? He popped out. He had the lipo version and shit like that. He had the nip tuck. Everything was rocking, and he let that shit go. Came out like Fat Boo. Oh yeah, he said I gotta go into my final form. The final form was fat.
And now, like, so like, yo, hey, we in this video game. What's up?
He used to be the TV man, but now he won the video game esque, and he was being mad. He was being mad, messy and shit like that. You got mad throwbacks and shit like that. He was putting shit together. It was just being messy and shit like that. You get mad Easter eggs, X-Men posters in the back that look like the comic books, old school gameplay fighting shit like that. Like shit was crazy. And then like Jubilee running into like future Jubilee and shit like that. That was
so dope.
Yes, it was.
Did y'all hear about the news? How it was Jubilee, the new voice actor, and it was the old voice actor playing the old Jubilee.
Really?
Yeah,
wow.
that's what I love about like reboots and series and shit like that. You can have a new voice do like characters, and then you could have the old voice pop in for like an episode and shit like that if they can't do it all together, and then they can have moments like that.
That's dope.
It's like a passing of the torch.
That's what's up.
Yep. So Jubilee was popping out because I liked how she used her powers like fucking destructo discs, explosions and shit like that.
Yo, I always wondered about Jubilee powers. I was like, is this all she can do?
Nah, this bitch can turn them fireworks into any kind of salsa. She could talk.
I didn't know she could do that.
All you gotta do is be creative with your powers. Just train and figure out how you can have the crappiest powers in the world, but if you get creative with it, the shit get crazy.
Yeah, because when I saw all the
look at Nick to sound like Professor X. You can train your powers anyway. Just be creative. You sound like Professor X right
Bro,
now.
I've seen shows. There's a show. Have y'all ever watched The Misfits on Hulu?
Yes.
Yo, did you remember the episode about the nigga who had the power of milk? Who could that nigga was a horror monster. You thought that episode? You thought he couldn't do nothing? What?
The power of milk?
The power he can control any kind of milk and shit like that. And what he was doing was going around killing people because he could take all kinds of curdle of milk. Like if you drank anything fromage and shit like that, he could fuck up your body and make the milk ferment into your body. And all you saw was people highly like started to bleed out their nose and suffocate. All you have to do is temper your power, and you could become a villain real fast. You can become crazy with that shit. If you learn how to really fuck with your powers, you can become a villain real fast.
With great power comes great responsibility, baby.
Listen, how long have we talked about how fucking Spider-Man has the power to punch niggas' heads off? He been holding back the whole time. They have a comic book where a Doc Ock goes into Peter's body, and he be like, shit, I could take out a building with this punch. You telling me this nigga was linking me up at like 0.01%?
That is true.
That's a wild thing to think about. If Spider-Man's holding back.
Spider-Man going crazy could have knocked off mad heads. Listen, a lot of niggas be holding back. If you watch Invincible, niggas be holding back.
Like a good example is Superman.
Oh yeah,
Superman low-key be holding back.
Somebody said Superman is the story of a person that has all the power in the world and his might, and it's his choice to not use it for villainy. Like it's his power to show how much he's holding back.
Yeah, like low-key, Superman can fuck up everybody.
Yeah, we've had how many comics have we seen about it and shit like that? How much he can do damage?
Crazy damage. Like Superman is that dude.
Yeah, so, I think over the couple of years and stuff like that, the more I've been rewatching Superman and shit like that, like Superman content, I enjoy him more. Like I think going up, you starting to put more respect on these Boy Scout characters and shit like that. Like I'm not even gonna lie.
Yeah, because I think we all just see them as because as a kid you're like, yo, Why does he always have to be so perfect and have all the rules? But when you think about it, it's like, yo, they deal with so much.
And think of the time we are in, the time we're now in. We reflect on mental health and all this shit, and how like dangerous it is to handle so much in yourself. Back in those days in the 90s, it was Rage Against Authority. These niggas was the Boy Scouts upholding shit. Of course, we wasn't gonna like vibe towards them who wants to uphold ruled. We was anarchy and shit like that. We want to change shit. Now we understand what niggas be going through.
Niggas be stressed, bro.
I make the comparison with Invincible. I was like, for me, the Vilgrumite, they are what the Kryptonians would be if they completely let loose.
They're also the Saiyans. If someone didn't knock these niggas off, the Saiyans could have came to Earth real fast. I mean, they said Goku to terraform that bitch, and he knocked his head and missed his mission. Raditz showed up and said, "Boy, you ain't take control of this shit yet."
Straight bars, bro. Straight bars. That's right now.
Wilkins, you watch Invincible?
Yes, I actually just started watching it this week, bro.
So you've gone through the episode. You've gone through the first episode.
Yes.
How far you get?
I finished the first episode.
Oh, okay. How did you feel after that first episode?
I was blown away.
It's one of those. It's one of those shows that after the first episode, you will be like, "The fuck is going on? What is it?" You got a whole bunch of mysteries and shit like that. But yeah, I love that shit. But it's easily what to prove when you could think in your head. Like the Omni-Man is definitely a proxy of Superman. And you just imagine Superman. Imagine Superman took the Justice League back. Let's say Batman didn't have all the kryptonite on him that day. Boy, niggas getting linked up.
Imagine Superman doing to the Justice League what Omni-Man did to his people.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro.
Yo, that
he could if he was just going crazy. Like, imagine he was just on the mindset like, yo, Kryptonians sent me this shit for the reason that I had to take over.
This is why Batman is always prepared.
Batman is like this close to killing everybody.
Yeah, so sometimes you just got to make sure, man.
Remember, like, when this dude pop off, I'ma be ready.
Sometimes you can't blame a nigga. You can't blame a nigga. But yeah, let's go back into our X-Men stuff because we're in the middle of episode 4. And so we talked about how everything was like a throwback going on with the vibes for the first half of the episode. They fought, they took out Mojo. Everything was like nice and we talked about how X-Men 97 likes to put you in the calm vibe of like understanding, like it could be fun and shit like that. And then we got to like the second half of the episode, which is called Life Death, and we had the Storm and the Forge, where it was like out in the cabin. Forge was living his best life with the goddess again, spitting game, having Storm all to himself. He was like, "Baby girl, I can get you back your powers and shit like that. You all you gotta do is come with me, enjoy some time in the cabin. We gonna ride horses and shit.
We gonna ride out, baby.
Yeah, you can feel the wind in your hair again. We ride these horses together. Come with me to the secluded cabin.
Son of a spitting.
You just met me for the first time, but I could fly you out to my cabin." Nigga was spitting. I don't even know how. I don't know how long Ford spent with Storm and shit like that. He had the machine to try and work back up her powers. The shit wasn't working, but homie was like, I need to know the timeline, because the nigga went up to Storm and said, after he was like, yeah, it's my technology that had the government figure out how to collar you niggas. He was like, I'm not the one that directly made it, but some niggas stole my research and they made the collars. So I'm sorry about that. It was my bad.
And the thing about it, I was not mad for her slapping him.
Yeah, no.
Not at all.
First of all, he pulled that bullshit after she learned that shit. First, that's why I need the timeline, because the last time we seen them, he just met her. Now he going and spitting game, and he said, "Yo, Storm, I love you." Nigga, how long have y'all been at this cabin? What are you talking about? You love me? After saying you created the weaponry they used, especially one of the crazy niggas shot me with the weapon. You talking about you love me? Nigga, you deserve this smack.
Yo, for real. It's like Storm was like, "What?
What are we doing right now?" Storm was like, "What are we doing right now?"
Facts. I thought I was here to get back my power. What you trying to do? What you trying to get up in this cottage coochie for?
She's like, you got a hand in this bullshit? What?
And she's like, you know how the government is. They don't like us.
Yeah, she pointed at. She said, "You work with them niggas. I know you were stressful after the war, but buddy, you see your veteran brothers out here still throwing up signs and shit like that because they can't eat. They don't like them niggas. You don't work with them."
She's like, but nah, I ain't trying to hear none of that.
No, boy. But then that shit took a wild ass turn in the midst of that shit, cause a big ass fucking bird owl shit showed up.
Eagle.
And then it snatched up fucking Forge. It bit him and poisoned him. And then it grabbed up Storm and shit like that. And I was like, what the fuck's going on?
Nigga, I didn't know what was. I thought I was bugging.
Nah, I was like, all right, what is going on here?
I don't know. I don't.
That's like, was that G/Sinister 2, or is this happening at the same time?
Wilkins,
I was going on.
Wilkins, have you read Life Death? Because this was a comic and shit like that. I saw Twitter talking about it and stuff like that, but I didn't expect that shit at all. This was a comic called The Life Death, which they're gonna follow up with, I think, on the next episode or something like that. But I like. This is how I know the show is cooking, because they know how to structure the episodes. Because giving us half of that fun thing to give us the disaster of shit that happened in the last episode, and not following up on it in episode 5, and giving us what they did in episode 5, and then coming back to it for episode 6, brilliant. Because now you think in your back of your mind, this is what happened. This is what happened to Storm when she lost her powers. She don't know what the fuck's going on. The next time she hears about the news that happened in episode 5, she gonna think in her head, damn, what if I had my powers? Because in the first episode, they showed she could handle Sentinels. So now you see that what happened when niggas don't have Storm by themselves and adding a mega shit, she gonna have like some level of survivor's guilt off it.
But when we get to episode 5, I have my theories about that.
Oh yeah. Which I mean, I think that pretty much ends up. The Storm was in the loop and she got caught. So I think we can call it now. We can officially step into episode 5. Remember it.
Wow. Episode 5 was crazy.
Yeah, absolute peak. And I watched it at the wrong fucking time before work. It was 8 o'clock. I cut that on and I just continued to scream at my TV for the next 30 minutes.
Wow.
I thought shit was Gucci when they showed how beautiful Genosha was. They had Genosha looking like they got upgraded from Wakanda.
Yeah, Genosha, but it was, there was certain parts that I was like, I don't know what they were trying to say. Was when, like, remember Gambit was like, this apple's too expensive. I don't know if you remember that part.
I think.
It's a random fucking part in it, but
no. I think I can get where you're cooking at, because I think it might be also a little, maybe it's a stretch, but I maybe think it might be a little of talking about a little bit of gentrification. You know, when you get real nice and the prices start going up, Whole Food comes to mind. He's like, the price of this apple kind of crazy. Does that not Whole Food match up?
Exactly what I'm saying.
Like, it's the nuance. It's the nuance. I like how you picked up on that shit, and it's definitely the nuance.
So it's like, yo, are they saying that even that they're in this land, they still got their issues? Is that what they were trying to say, or something is changing? Or
it's the subtle thing. You think about what happens when the government gets involved in anything, and then prices go up, and things look nice, and things ain't all that, up the snub when things look nice.
Because these niggas like very happy. Why they so happy?
So let's talk about the beginning of the episode. Opens up on this interviews with the mutants. This lady Trish interviewing niggas all through the house. Let's talk about it in general. First of all, I got a big pop because they said that they in Westchester County. I'm in Westchester County. I'm in Mount Vernon. So I heard that shit and I was like, oh, that shit was funny. So they living their best life, putting their shit together and shit like that. And in the midst of these interviews, they have the people that they go and tackle in the interviews and shit like that. In the midst of it, we got the messiest ass plane ride, because you got a plane ride with Rogue, Magneto, and Gambit. And fucking Magneto's throwing shade because he was like, I kind of understand why we in this plane, because Gambit if you ever you kind of gravity inclined, aka we can fly, you can't fly, brother.
Mad disrespectful.
Yeah.
You disrespectful fucking you trying to link up with my lady? Come on, man. And y'all in the front seat and I'm in the back seat?
Yo, Gambit was like, yo, this is some bullshit.
Nah, son. But yeah, so we go into Genosha. Genosha looking wonderful. People is thriving. The young niggas is living their best life. They got improvements going through. They go down they finally arrive on Genosha and they meet Madeline. Madeline's there and she looked like she enjoying herself. She looked like she got all the space in the end, enjoying that stuff. And this is where we see Nightcrawler for the first time in the new series and shit like that.
Yeah, with the sword and everything.
Yeah, Nightcrawler was cool. He was popping out. All his scenes was amazing. I love the poof to his when he hopping around and shit like that. He enjoying. He want to show his friends. I wrote my notes. I said this shit feels like the motherland. This shit definitely feels like mutant motherland. 100%. They was like, it feels like, yo, this is why I said this gives the same feel as Wakanda for people. Like you just go in there, it's beautiful.
It definitely gave that feel.
100%. Especially going back to what Genosha used to look like in the old series. Genosha looked like beat down, run down, and all that shit.
Yeah, because they had them working in the factory shit.
Yeah, they had them in slave
labor.
Yeah.
At that point. So now, we got this nice land. You see mutants being mutants freely. Ain't got to worry about really nothing. Just
they had a fucking train system. And it looked like it was way better than MTA. It looked like the Japanese train system.
They got light rails and all this stuff. They doing good.
They motherfucker got bullet trains in Genosha.
They living the life. They living the
in
life
Genosha.
out there.
Yeah, it's definitely the motherland. Fucking talk about things getting updated. Niggas was voguing in the streets. I saw the scene. Them niggas was voguing.
Stupid, son.
Just like we living life, bro. We good over here.
Shit, but those apples were expensive for a reason. So what's
time.
going on, my nigga? I'm telling you, that was a good. They put that there for a reason.
They had you thinking, Wilkins.
They said, listen, bro. Here go the government BS.
Yep. We had a cameo from Dazzler. Dazzler was out there in the Vogue scene, popping out lights and shit.
Well, what about Multiple Man? Was that his name?
Yeah,
he was out there.
Yep. Everything was enjoyable and shit like that. And then so they like you said in the parts of them looking at the apples and shit like that. Gambit and Rogue is strolling the cities with Kurt, aka Nightcrawler and stuff like that. And like Nightcrawler takes Gambit away to the side and they like looking at Rogue. He's pretty much like talking about the stresses that he going through and shit like that. And like Nightcrawler gave this conversation and shit like that, which is it's both low-key true and low-key kind of mess. Cause he was like, Nightcrawler was like, love suffers and love forgives and shit like that. I was like, yeah, buddy. I mean, I see it, but like it's so much you could take in the suffers and forgives kind of department, buddy.
I'm like, dude, like, yeah, he's already dealing with like your sickness, and then you go on just be like, oh, I'm a go over here.
Yeah, man. He's like, you can work. Yeah.
It's like this. This episode was Gambit's story arc for me.
Oh, 100%. This is the pinnacle of like Gambit episode. Just like how Cyclops had his episode, Jubilee had her episode, Storm had like her half, and then go and get the other half. But like, yeah, this was absolutely Gambit's episode.
Yeah, this is stress.
Yep. So in the midst of this, we got the Scott interview, which the lady went to chatting with Scott, and so it starts out with she talking about how they was like, the hottest couple. They said you and Marvel Girl, aka Jean, and shit like that, and they was discussing, and I like the side by side they had between Cyclops talking to the interview and Jean and Wolverine talking, and they encountered their first encounter.
Yo, listen.
What a whore! What a whore!
Oh, let's talk about it.
Okay, let's talk about how she was talking about all this shit about how her and Scott got together and stuff like that, how it was magical moments and this like that. And conversation, turn around and make out with Logan. Even Logan clocked that. He was like, nah, this shit weird. What the fuck?
I was ready to give Jean the benefit of the doubt for being on the streets.
Nah.
This
a whore.
Shout out.
She's
That's
a
the only.
whore.
I didn't like how Logan was walking into episode 3, but this episode I give Logan some props for not being a filthy nigga, because like this is exactly what Logan wanted, making out, but like he was like, nah, this shit is fucked up.
Logan was like, listen, I deal in triangles. I'm not trying to get into this messy square y'all got going on. Leave me out of this.
He is the third in the triangle. Like what?
He's like,
But
listen.
But fellas, let's talk about, and I don't mean to cut y'all off.
Yeah, no.
Let it go.
Let's talk about the gaslighting and the victimization that she was playing right after she kissed Logan. She's talking to Scott. I know I'm moving up. I'm jumping ahead.
No, go right ahead. I want to get into this.
Episode 5. We go ahead. Because I got some bars to line up in that speech. Go ahead.
Because she gets tight because he's still in contact in his mental
with Madeline, which was hilarious as fuck.
Yeah. With Madeline, which is wrong, but you just kissed Logan.
Yeah.
But I came back and I'm like, but listen, that's the mother of my child.
Yeah, that's why it's so weirdly nuanced and shit like that.
So how you gonna be coming at me first? I've been with her this whole time.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on for sure.
Yeah, I mean,
you don't remember nothing, so you can't even tell me how long you've been going.
Exactly.
So,
son.
As Scott, I'm trying to process all this and figure out like what the fuck.
So hold on. Let me flip back, because this is like we're right on the cusp of it. So let me talk about when Scott heard it from the interview. The interview started off with the lady dropping the bombshell. She was like, "So when y'all had a child?" He was like, "Me and Gene don't have a baby." And she was like, "Wait." She pulled out the receipt. She said, "Was that Nathan Summers born Tuesday?"
How did she find that out?
She said, and the doctor was Michael, man, and yo, I'm like, if I said no,
I got a theory.
No, it was Beast.
It was Beast. It was Beast.
Because the episode
was Beast.
She was signing in Beast DMs.
She said the name of the doctor, name of the whole name
the
of
hospital,
the child.
The hospital. She said, but she didn't even have the full facts, because she said this is the doctor. He was like, that fucking doctor didn't even want to operate. It was Rogue.
Oh
yeah, listen. She talked to Beast. He interviewed Beast. Beast done spilled all the tea,
bro. And then Scott had the Magneto level speech. I like how niggas on Twitter put the Kendrick I like that on the beat when he was giving his speech on this shit. He was like, "You normies don't understand shit. Y'all just lucky we don't go crazy and snipe all y'all niggas right now." Yo, Scott,
when he said that, I was like, "Oh!"
I was like, "Boy, Scott, no more." Everybody saw the fucking legendary X version of him when he was making that.
So I was speaking facts. I was like, "Ooh,
100%, Mo, 100%. He was 100% right."
Oh yeah. He was like, the mere fact that we have to look so nice for y'all to even accept us living, for we to even breathe the same breath of us. Fuck out of here. Y'all normies can't handle this. Y'all can't handle what we do day to day.
Listen, I wanted to put the fist up when I was in my office doing emails and I was watching this shit. And I'm flipping out. I said, "That's right! That's right, my nigga!"
Fuck the big three. It's just big me. Cyclops was going off, man.
And then he just walked off. He's like, "Yeah, I'm done, yo."
Yeah, man. And then he was canoodling. I thought, yo, that shit threw me for a loop, because I really thought he was canoodling with Gene and shit like that. And then you find out, Gene, yo, this mind control power is some crazy shit. Because in the midst of this nigga's canoodling with that shit, fucking Gene just pulls up. "Oh, I see how it is. I see how it is. Only big head. I see how it is." He was like, wait, what? Oh shit! Oh, you caught me. Y'all clocked when they was in the council with Emma Frost in there, and Madeline said, my mind was distracted. Emma Frost watched all that shit that went down because she got the mind powers too. She had the front row seat and she had the popcorn. She was like, "Oh, your mind wandered, huh?"
Oh, she's like, yeah.
Madeline was watching that shit go down.
She
was like, ha ha ha. Shit was crazy. But that amplified the whole conversation, and then they got to talking about that shit, and so I writ down, even though we on the fact that Gene was gaslighting and shit like that, but like, yo, I writ down these bars because I'm not gonna lie, I love the writing on the show, and they have bars on this shit. Gene said, in quote, she said, I pushed away, which is bullshit after what she just did with Wolverine. But she said, I have whole galaxies that call for me, and I ignore them for you. Sinister cut out a piece of me, and you say you love it? It's ego. She said the music is changing, and you need a chair. Father, leader, and so I was like, the music is changing and you need a chair? I was like, nah, I'm not gonna lie, that shit hard. That shit was hard. Yo, put music behind all these beats. Yeah, the music is changing and you need a chair. Man. I need a wrestler to get that shit. You're not the head of the table. The music is changing and you need a chair. Woo!
That was fine. That's a bar. Woo!
Oh my God. But Scott started snapping back. He was like, do you love me or am I just a lovely memory? I was like,
and Scott, listen, he looking at you was like, I don't even know you.
Yeah.
Like that.
He said, I barely know you. I don't think you ain't the mother of my child.
Like I don't know you. You don't know you. So what you mean? How you gonna even ask me that after you just come flopping in the front door?
Listen. I was chill. I was thinking this was like a nice, cool episode and shit like that. Janos looked great and everything. But when we got to like Scott's part where he started dropping bars, that's when I started upping in my seat in like 8 o'clock in the morning. And this was like right before I go to work. I was like, okay, he's dropping bars. Then they had a conversation. I was like, they're dropping bars. And then shit just got crazy from there. Because after that, we had the Rogue and Gambit conversation. So Gambit getting his fit on for the Hellfire Gala. He putting that shit on. He looking mad nice and fresh. And then Rogue pulled up on him after the whole they trying to find out who's trying to rule Genosha, shit like that. And Magneto had proposed that Rogue should be the new queen, and she wasn't with it at first, but then she goes to talk to Gambit, and boy, that conversation was a heartbreaker, man. And they was dropping balls on that shit too.
Oh man, like that part,
yeah,
I felt it, man.
For real.
Quote to Rogue. She literally said, I can't touch you. Your heart may be beat for me, but I can't feel it. She said, you light up everything you touch except me. Imagine. Imagine your girlfriend saying, any wifey saying that. You light up everything you touch except
for me. Nigga, bitch, fuck you.
Yo, Wilkins, I'm using your word. This no down, low good scallywag.
This was a scallywag ass episode.
I felt it in my soul.
A scallywag.
I felt that. I felt that hurt.
Because how you gonna say that to this man?
I'm gonna be a difference in this conversation because I'm gonna play low key devil advocate and shit like that. But it still hurt me. I don't give a shit. The way how that conversation came down, you can't hurt my heart with some balls.
Yeah, it's like
balls like that. You can't be breaking my heart.
When I heard that, I was just like,
I fell back in my chair. I
said this to myself. I was like, yo, listen, Shorty got a point.
Yeah,
she do.
Gambit is so understanding in his growth because he even said it.
But the thing is, Gambit loves you, my nigga.
Yeah.
Gambit is madly in love with her.
Yep.
It's willing to deal with anything that comes with that. But because he can't give you no dick, you don't want to be with him.
I mean, sometimes that's the thing in a relationship. Like if the sex say like Wilkins, be honest. If you lose sex in a relationship,
we got to work something out.
We'll figure it out.
If you can't touch your woman at all, you riding out like Gambit, you riding out like Remy.
But he love her.
I know, Remy. But I love the conversation because he even said it. He even got to be real with himself because he was like, "I played the role as your swamp rat. It's all this shit." And she bounced back. She was like, "And I was your mon cher. We played the role well. I love the conversation of we played the role well. We tried to like that. They look at they look at like all the internet shit. They was like, yeah, we probably like couple goals and shit like that. We played the role fantastic, but like we can't do anything for each other. Well, I got this other nigga I can actually touch and work with and shit like that. He said, yo, Gambit said that nigga gonna break your heart, and she said, I gotta see. I gotta put me.
It's like it's one of those things where you can understand both sides. It's fucked up.
It still hurts. And
it's like
it's like wait. And then she has the audacity. Sorry, I'm moving forward.
No, it's the next thing coming up.
She has the audacity to be floating down on the ceiling, looking like an angel.
How do y'all
doing all that extra? That was unnecessary.
How did y'all feel about that music? That music caught me so fucking off guard. First of all, Magneto, the conversation before that, this whole episode was full of balls. And I honestly had to write it down. Fucking Magneto with the representative. She was like, well, most leaders don't allow terrorists to be leaders. And Magneto snapped back. He said, yet so many leaders turn out to be terrorists. I was like,
bars.
I was like, what the fuck? Oh my god! And then they're in the midst of what did Rogue say about if she want to be the queen or not? Rogue bumped in there, music changed. She floated down like a princess. Magneto saw Rogue pull up in the room. He said, "Move, bitch! My queen has arrived." And he started doing the.
And mind you, Gambit is watching everything that's going down.
And that shit was foul. That like a second before
good scallywag.
I know they just agreed to be friends. But throwing it in a nigga's face in the middle of the dance floor is wild. You have a heart to say this nigga's your best friend. Gambit wasn't there for that. The worst thing he could ever see Rogue do is touch another nigga. The second the hand touch, he said, I'm done. It's too early for this shit. I literally just broke up with you like an hour ago. You came in here.
You know what? Let's go a little further. She's been cheating on this nigga since Magneto got there.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. And she didn't tell him. It was a secret the whole time. They was playing in his face, leaving the danger room. A couple of episodes ago, they was like, remember when everything was going down? It was like, oh shit, we're late. I'm sorry. We could have helped, but we was kind of busy.
Yeah.
At the same time, Remy was like, okay.
Playing in his face. Playing in his face.
Remy knew the whole time he didn't press on it. He let her rock. She was the one that came to him. He was looking all nice. He was like, let's go to the Hellfire together. It's all good. I could put it in my mind if I at least dance with my lady. I could put it out and act like it never happened. If it didn't happen in front of me, I can always put it to the side. And she came through with the truth. And then she threw that shit in his face. And I was like,
fucker. Scallywag.
That's so fucking fucked up.
Show.
This nigga had to leave.
I actually recorded a video about.
I know you do. I know the first post was already charged up.
I was pissed. She's such a scallywag.
Listen, man, that shit was heartbreaking. And then watching them do the dance and shit like that, and then the kiss. Everything. By that time, Gavin already done left the room. They floating around and they making out and shit like that. And then that's when she decides. After all that, after expectation and shit like that, everybody watching them in the room, everybody clapping it up for them and shit like that. Mm-hmm. She pulls the okey doke on Magneto. She said, You know what?
Nah, bro.
Remy was right. Some things are better than skin deep. And she leaves Magneto at the dance floor. She was like, you know what? I choose Remy. I was like, after all this, after everything, you choose Remy? Now?
It's like, yep.
Yeah,
After
man.
everything, throwing it in his face, you choose Remy now?
Scallywags.
Woo, man.
That shit was painful. And then we get to some action. We get to a horrifying display of everything. So it starts out with like Madeline getting a vision of horror, and this is when the show gets extra left. Because like the second Madeline gets that vision, she starts bleeding out of her nose, and that's when this shit starts cooking because we see blood.
Yeah. I was like, what's going on here?
I like that because it showed that the brain was going overtime.
Oh yeah, big time. Especially if you think of it in the concept of Madeline can control. And Madeline looked like she had a better hold on her powers than Jane. So you think if that shit making her bleed, shit is in overdrive.
Yeah, but then shit just started going left.
Bro, Cable showed up, which is our first time seeing Cable in this new series and shit like that. And the shit was a nice reveal and shit like that. Like he was trying to warn everybody, get the fuck out the way. Shit was pulling Cable back into the future, shit like that. And he showed up, and Madeline knew right off the bat. She looked into the nigga's eyes and she was like, wait, that's Nathan. You survived. And all this shit. We had a big shit where he was like he was like, I'm sorry, Mom, I can't control what's about to happen next. And she was like, oh shit, it's Nathan, that's real good. And she's like, fuck you mean what happened next? Nigga. That shit went off like a nuclear bomb. All you saw was a green flash of light. And I loved how they did this camera. They put you in the first person mindset of a bomb going off, and you trying to figure out what the hell happened. Pieces are flying, niggas is dying and shit like that. Rogue is trapped under fucking rubble and shit like that. You see niggas trapped up under rubble that can't move, blood splatter and shit like that. Are you in the middle of all shit trying to recollect what the fuck is going on?
Yo, and then you see that green light, dude.
The whole fucking genocide is starting to go down, man.
And I'm like, oh.
So many dead already off that shit. And imagine niggas was suited and booted to their best nines at this gala. Niggas blow up the gala. Shit is crazy.
It was so. There's I don't know. Are you guys aware about who the bad guy in fucking what's the show? Deadpool and Wolverine.
Who's the main bad? Who's the
bad guy?
main?
The main bad guy is gonna be in Deadpool and Wolverine.
Is it a woman?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I know who you alluding to. I don't know. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know the full story on what's going on with her. I know the name that was floating around because they picked person for the actor and shit like that. But yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I think that's the bad guy that's gonna be the person for this.
I can believe it
because because this is the comic book that I read when I read it. I actually read it like recently, like last year. Yeah. The Sentinels that they're fighting are called fuck. It's not just a regular Sentinel. It's called like Savage Sentinels or something like Wild Sentinels.
I love the fact that they especially after the camera was doing that wild shit. Gambit was the one to coin the phase. That shit is like a Godzilla Sentinel.
Yeah. So they're a special Sentinel that adapts to the environment.
You know what that also reminds me of? Remember, I think the movie, the crazy live action one, but remember Days of Future Past? When them niggas was getting smoked in the very beginning of that movie, because they couldn't touch with that Sentinel that was adapting instantly.
That's the one. That's the one that's in this episode.
So that's the comic version. Okay.
Top superior.
When I was watching it, I was like, oh shit, that's why they can't fuck them up. Because they adapt. So let's say, for instance, you have a superhero that can destroy plastic. Their body will turn into metal, so they can't destroy the plastic anymore. That type of shit that they on. So I think that was the whole. That's why I think that's where they're going.
if you think of it in a DC term, the same shit happens with a character that's one of Superman's biggest rivals, Doomsday. Doomsday is an adapting monster that will rampage through shit, and even if you defeat him, that nigga will come back stronger.
Yo, when I was thinking at this time, I was like, man, what a time to not have Storm.
That's the point. That's what makes life death even. This episode retroactively makes life death even worse because them niggas was in a cabin secluded. Storm don't know what's going on. She dealing with her own shit. Wait until she find out the news. She gonna have survivor's guilt. She gonna be like, damn, if I had my powers, of course I could have been able to help her do something. That's why they strategically put these episodes and maneuver the way they maneuver in.
It's so good.
It's so good. It's so good. That's top quality. So, like, going into the piece of this shit, fucking this fucking giant adapting sentinel that's like a 3-head prong Godzilla type shit. Inside that sentinel, there's about 1 million other sentinels in there, and one of them was only problem.
Dropping down, I'm like, oh nah.
Dropping down like warheads.
They were killing everybody.
Bro, anybody, you saw niggas in the streets that was like, yeah, we gotta go over. Zap, disintegrated, gone. And you know what's even scarier? The beginning of the episode, all you saw, and they focused on this, was children, and the children was getting smoked out. Imagine just watching genocide of children just straight off the bat. This show is not shying away from murdering children, women, anything that's taboo. They like babies, fuck kids, fuck women, pregnant ones, regular ones, all of them. Disabled kids, anything. Fuck them.
Yo, they ain't nobody safe.
No. So like the Sentinels is going on, shooting their lasers, killing everything in sight. Nightcrawler tries to grab up his friends, gets shot up, and this is even one of those sad moments because Nightcrawler got shot and he's pretty much clinging on to life. And he need help from somebody. Rogue goes to this nigga. She can't touch Nightcrawler. So she panicking for a second. Remy pulls up finally. And like he shows up and he helps. And he's the one that tells us that fucking Nightcrawler's like he survived, but he like got 1% of health going on and shit like that. He the one that coins the phases, a Zilla Sentinel and shit like that. And it's carrying out all them others. Death and destruction is all around. You see more of them niggas getting killed. And then
the niggas from the sewer, what's those niggas called again?
Morlocks.
Yeah, Morlocks. They dead.
They getting smoked out. And fucking Magneto's ready. At this point, he's seeing the death and he can feel all the death that's going around. And it's just crazy. So he's like, once again, another bar. He's fighting back, and he said, "We shall not sit around and wonder if we should have saved more."
Yep, he's like, "Nah, we out here."
The bars in this episode is magnificent. That's how you know this shit is top quality.
Yo.
They just couldn't stop writing in the middle of genocide. How you dropping 5 bars?
Yo, after the whole thing with the UN Magneto pilot, he was like, "Oh hell no!"
Oh boy. He said, "Nah, shit's got to rock now." So he's fighting back. Fucking Remy's on the bike, pulling combos and shit like that. That's how you knew it was about to be peak Remy episode. He was flipping on the bike, moving on the bike, tossing out the cars and going crazy. Him and Rogue is tag teaming and shit like that. They going off. Magneto striking back, but he getting strike down at the same time. Can we talk about a fucked up part? Is they threw Magneto into a statue of Charles that ended up killing more people. Charles, it was like if black people was getting killed by a statue of Martin Luther King.
So let me ask you, is that a symbolic look of Charles is the cause of this? Because you're accepting being part of the UN, but there's also you're secluding yourself from the rest of the world because now you're putting yourself in a place where you can easily be targeted. Because the way I looked at it was, what was that all black town that was bombed? What was that?
Tulsa.
I looked at Geneva, right? So
Genosha
as Tulsa.
Yeah. No, the guy who was the head writer and stuff like that got fired and stuff like that in the midst of the beginning of the show and shit like that. Yeah. He was explaining it. He said what he did with this episode was a mixture of the comic book, the Hellfire Gala, when the genocide and shit went down, but he was also mixing in more focus on stuff like the Tulsa Massacre and all these genocides that just be happening around, and how people got to watch that shit like it's regular TV.
And because the one and it's funny because I didn't even know that was it, but it just smelled like it when I was watching it.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was throughout the episode, the apples, them being so happy, them creating this place of like happiness.
Yeah,
I just kept side-eyeing it the entire time.
Yeah, thinking it's too happy.
Exactly.
The way I took that Charles statue, I took that as kind of the destruction of Charles's dream. Because I think at this point, there's no coming back.
Yeah. There's so much symbolism between that. Fucking after the genocide and shit like that calmed down, there's a statue of Magneto without his head.
Yes.
Like, these niggas know how to capture symbolism like crazy.
Because you remember when you first came in, when they first showed the view of Genosha, they had a statue of Charles and a statue of Magneto holding hands like that.
Yep.
The only reason that Magneto is even trying is because of Charles.
He's trying to uplift the dream, and he gets thrown into that dream, and that dream ends up killing people.
And I think, like I said, with that statue crashing, I think that's a symbol for Magneto too.
And the worst part about it, so the next scene is Magneto can feel all the death around him, and he starts going crazy. Magneto takes the New Age train, the bullet train, and he starts using that as a whip against the Sentinel. Started smacking that motherfucker back at him. Started hitting that shit, yo. I love creative shit like that. That's what I'm talking about. Nigga took the train and started beating the shit out of that Sentinel. That shit was, that Sentinel, like you were saying, that shit was adapting.
It's gonna be interesting what they do the next couple episodes, bro.
Oh, definitely. So we got the Morlocks off to the side, and you got Leech, who's like earlier in the episode, he was saved by Magneto, so he had like complete faith that Magneto was gonna save him and shit like that. All you see is a giant Sentinel head coming in through the fucking window, talking about destroy. It's about to shoot up everybody. Shoot up everybody in the club, busting through the door. All you see is Remy with his staff blocking that shit, coming in with the combos, blocking that shit down. I was like, Remy getting these highlights. Remy showing out. He blowing up. He protecting the Morlocks and shit like that. Somebody pointed out to me that this was an extreme Remy redemption, because the reason I think the government knows about the tunnels to get through, I think one of it was in the old series. I think Gambit is one of the cause for the government, because the reason the Sentinels showed up, they used the tunnels that the Morlock used, and I think Gambit's the reason why the government knew about it. So this is his redemption to save the Morlocks. So that scene of him saving was deeper than you could think.
That makes sense.
Yeah, man. Especially when I love the scene before that. They was hoping in Magneto, but they was like, one of them was like, we can't trust in the X-Men. We got to trust in ourselves to save ourselves. And then here comes the fucking X-Men to save you.
Yep.
The scene just gets deeper the more you think about it, but like the shit get crazy. He gets a big moment. The X-Men theme is playing in the background. He fucking finessing that shit up. Then he takes them out the building. Fucking the Sentinels throw the train that Magneto was throwing back at him, and Gambit blows up the train to protect everybody. Gets knocked out. Magneto on his last legs. He protecting people. He got all the Morlock brothers that he can have around him. Leech is attached to him, and this is like one of the heart of the episode. Leech looking at the nigga, and like Magneto's trying his best to protect everybody, and the Sentinel is charging up a biggest blast and shit like that. Rogue is trying to help, but he was like trying to push Rogue away and Gambit away, and he got them locked up to the side. He got a big shit that he's trying to like protect, and the blast is going off, but Magneto knows he can't hold that shit for so long and shit like that. Leech looks up at Magneto, and I found this out through Twitter, and I don't know if it's in German or how he says it, but Eric looks at Leech, and he tells him, "Don't be afraid," as that blast comes in, because he doesn't want Leech's last thing is to be afraid. He told him a couple episodes that when you see Magneto, you don't need to be afraid anymore. All Leech saw was Magneto, and he told him, "Don't be afraid," as the blast was coming in, and it terminated him.
That's deep, bro.
Man,
that's deep, bro.
He said that shit in another language. You wouldn't have gotten that unless you looked that shit up. And you was like, "Damn, Eric, damn." And then all you hear was the Sentinel, Omega threat eliminated. Woo! And you was like, "Oh, what the fuck these niggas gonna do?" And
yo,
you got Rogue's angry ass going over there in the rage, even though she knows she can't handle that shit. And then Remy thinking
it's like, nah.
all types of ways.
Like, what you doing?
Bro, he takes his fucking body, see that shit, throws that shit, and hits Rogue out of the way because she was about to get blasted.
Bro, hilarious. It's too good.
Nah, boy. And then so everybody about to get hit with the big blast. Like it was charging up like a super explosive wave or something like that. Everybody looking out in horror and shit like that. I think that there's a scene that somebody pointed out. I think the creator put himself in the episode, because you see the episode of the two guys that look like a gay couple in there. I think that's the creator, the black one. The creator put himself.
Oh,
yeah,
really?
He was one of the mutants in there about to get shot up. So you got this horrifying scene of everybody looking off and everybody's about to die, and then you got Remy jumping to block up the machine and shit like that, and he was blocking it off and shit like that. He was feeling good, and then all you see is they grab him up. You see a little spike thing run through it, and the music stops. Gambit gets shanked in his side, and you hear the blood come out, and the blood starts to leak out slowly and shit like that.
Bro,
and you know shit is real. The music that stopped and everything, this nigga leaking. You like,
it was so sad, man.
You definitely know this is no longer a fucking kid show. No,
not
even close. Not even close.
After everything this Gambit done went through to be in this situation now,
it drags him close, and Remy gives a smile, and he says the name Gambit, Mon Ami, remember it, and he charges up that kinetic energy. He says that shit. Only to the machine. And his last act, this nigga blows up that shit and saves everybody's ass. Nigga.
Legendary.
Gambit. Give it up for Gambit.
He went out like a G.
Give it up for Gambit. What, boys to men? It's so hard to say goodbye to yesterday. And you went like a fucking nah. Shit was amazing. And then the worst part about it is after that shit happened, you got the lady who was interviewing. She was like, "The horrors you may see on this TV. That shit crazy." And then you got the whole X-Men watching off and shit like that. Cyclops said, How many?
Scott was tight, bro.
Nigga, yo, all of them X-Men that could have been there to help out. Niggas was at the TV. It was like, nigga, there's too many to count. Too many.
I think this might be Scott's tipping point.
Oh, big time. Big time.
Oh,
big time.
He about to go off, B.
Yo.
Let's talk about the even the more destroying thing. The last part of this episode, Genosha's destroyed, and all you see is Rogue holding Remy and says the line, "Sugar," with the fucking tears coming out. Yeah. I can't feel you. Nigga.
That's how you know he was dead.
Broke.
Not only that, but it also in true Marvel fashion, because this Marvel animation is under the MCU banner and shit like that. So if you think back to Wanda from both Infinity War and even WandaVision, when she had Vision, she said, "I can't feel you no more," when he was fading off from life. Yep. Nigga, this is Marvel peak, baby. And then once again, they make it even worse, because after she says that, they make you sit in the silence for a couple of seconds, and then the credits show up. And then it's a somber version of the X-Men theme.
Yes.
5 stars, 5 out of 5, 10 stars. I don't give a shit. It is amazing. Goated episode. Listen,
Woo!
by the time I finished with the episode, I had to go directly to work. Nigga, all I could have said was, best episode I've ever seen in my life.
Listen.
What the fuck?
At the end of my episode, I had my mouth hanging like this.
I rewatched.
Y'all saw my message. I told y'all niggas, I was like, I can't believe we're recording this week. What a fucking episode.
Bruh, I was so excited. I was like, we still on, right, niggas?
I told you niggas, I was like, it's mandatory. I need y'all to catch up with episode 5. There's no way we couldn't talk about this episode.
Yo, when I saw your post, you like, fuck roll. I was like, yo, he's going up already.
Bro, y'all saw me eat it. Y'all saw
I was like, yo, I gotta talk about it with my guys. I gotta talk about it with y'all, son. Because I was like, yo, this episode, this show,
amazing. And it's all the episodes was already fire. This was already changing the game. And do you guys did you hear what they said on Twitter? They said the creators and shit like that. They said this episode is a warm up. They said episode 8 through 10 is gonna be the real heartbreakers. How the fuck you gonna tell me that after episode 5?
Nah.
They said this is a warm up, nigga. The ending of the season's going to be the greatest thing and we've ever fucking seen in our life. He was taking us for 4-4.
I don't know if I can take no more.
I'm not ready. Hands up. I'm not ready to watch that shit in the morning. Now I know that what episodes 8 through 10 might be. I'm gonna have to save that shit for my soul and to go into work. I don't think I can do it. If it's worse than episode 5, I don't know how I can handle it. I need to be in the comfort of my own home and reflect on that shit. I can't be going to work. I can't do nobody's insurance. I can't be saving other niggas when they can't save niggas I watch. You can save my nigga.
So let's see episode. Let's see. So in these 5 episodes, we already lost. Professor gone.
Yeah.
Magneto gone.
Storm lost her powers.
Jean's
Fucking Jean's a clone. Jean don't know what the fuck up or down. Cyclops had a baby with the clone. Scotty didn't know.
Right, Cyclops baby gone. Yo, and that's the first 5 episodes.
Shit, Magneto might be gone.
This is crazy.
Yeah,
niggas say we just warming up.
Yeah, they did say we just. That's one of the first tweets. I went to Twitter to say, I was like, what's everybody's reactions on it? And all the niggas who was making the episode popping out saying, oh, you like that? Warm up.
Oh, bruh. If this is the warm up, oh boy.
What the fuck you mean warm up?
Like, what y'all about to do? What y'all got cooking?
What hearts y'all about to break? Like, bro, I wasn't ready for what we got. And y'all cooking? Y'all was already cooking. First episode was cooking. Second episode, it was all cooking, bro. What you mean warm up? Nigga, I thought you was burning oven.
Bro, y'all, the food is done already.
Right.
Apparently, they got more in the tank. They got everything. They got a 5-course meal, 7-course meal, 8-course meal, bro. They say you're not hungry enough.
They like we took it for filet mignon.
That
Yeah.
show's amazing.
Jesus Christ. So yeah, like episode 1 through 5, top quality, best shit, the best idea. This is the best part of nostalgia. This is the best idea of nostalgia ever.
That's too good.
Yeah,
What the
it's too
fuck are they
good.
gonna
I don't know what the fuck. Like Marvel had the couple of years that Marvel been struggling and shit like that. They needed this. They needed this. Marvel needed to put their dick on the table and said, "Hey, listen, there's a reason why we was game changers."
Badly. They needed this badly.
The bar has been set so high at this point.
So high.
Woo!
And we got live action Deadpool and Wolverine and shit like bruh. They picked the year to come back. They said, y'all been playing on our fucking name. These movies and shit like that. Yeah, we understand. We've been doing quantity over quality. Nikki, y'all about to get top shit. Y'all remember Endgame? Y'all gonna feel that shit again.
I'm excited about this live action X-Men movie.
Yeah, it's a Deadpool shit. I already know shit gonna be funny.
So hopefully,
yeah, man, yeah. But yeah, man, shout outs to these 5 episodes.
Yo.
Phenomenal. We run through it. Shit's amazing. Any more theories going into the next other episodes? You got any more thoughts, Wilkins, on where we could be going?
I do have to say, nigga, when the season is over, I want to call back, please.
Let's you know it. It's definitely happening, cuz.
I said that was nigga, that was the plan. That was the plan originally, but the episode 5 too fucking got
right. That what we was gonna talk about it at the end, but then they wanted to throw heat.
Even if we had that plan for like down the line after episode 5, I would have been in the group chat like emergency.
Yo, I'm like I said, what they done with Scott is excellent. They made him such a relatable character in here. Bro's about to lose.
I'm actually waiting.
Bro's about to lose it.
I'm actually waiting for. I'm honestly, after they showed so many highlights of other niggas, I'm not gonna lie. Even though Wolverine showed a little growth and shit like that, Wolverine for once is the only one feeling left out with these highlights. Other than the Gambit, yeah, they've been giving him for years. But like honestly, he ain't got no numbers on the board right now. Other than the Gambit shit, he ain't got no numbers on the board.
I think something's probably gonna happen to Jean, and that's when Wolverine's gonna pop off.
Yeah, I believe it. I can see it.
I can see that.
I can see more niggas dying, man. Oh shit! What? I'm forgetting. Did y'all niggas see like a hint of the preview that they said? Like
no.
The next. I don't know if it's like preview for the rest of the season. Shit, like, did y'all niggas see that they showed Captain America's shield in a preview? Nigga.
Oh nah.
They got Cap America pulling up. Cap America saw what was going on in Genosha and said, I gotta pull up.
Oh, are they gonna do Avengers versus X-Men?
I don't know.
Oh, if Scott pop off, it would make sense. Cause
I don't know. All I saw was I saw Captain America's shield, and I was like, now, let's keep a spade. They did show up in the old series. They was palling around with like Spider-Man and shit like that in the old series. Like I think the final season, but like it's just one of those things. Like, goddamn, Cap in this world again.
But I think about it, if you thought Magneto was bad when he didn't give a fuck, I think Scott
already showed it. He was already pissed off.
It's gonna be much worse.
Oh my god. Captain America?
God damn. I've never called for an episode 6 more. And it's gonna be, and I know the episode 6 is gonna be life death. We're gonna be following up on. I don't even know if we're gonna necessarily follow up of the genocide necessarily. We're gonna be back on the Storm story, and it's gonna probably be for the full episode and whatever the hell she's dealing with them freaky ass owls and shit. But like, I'm so ready to go back to Genosha and fall out of that shit.
Something big had to happen for Captain America to show up.
Nigga, I don't even know if we about to see fucking Iron Man should pull up.
He might just pull up too,
right?
Nigga, you opening up the doors of this shit like that. Like I'm like, show me Scarlet Witch, show me Quicksilver, show me like yo, pull up with niggas. I don't know who you got, but pull up with niggas.
Yo, at this point, you might just call Thor. Like, yo,
yeah.
Yo, everything ain't doing so good right now.
Yep. Shit is crazy, but we can't say. Go ahead.
Ooh, you think Thor can help Storm get her powers back?
Thor?
Good. I don't know. I just don't.
Everything's on the table, bro.
Yeah, no, everything. They can take this in multiple. They got comics and shit like that, but they flowing in and out and deviating and adding on. So
I'm like, so when she calls to the gods. So what if Thor show up like, yo?
And they did have a canoodling in a comic or something like that. So because everybody's trying to slide in Storm's DMs and shit like that. So
I mean, she a baddie, son.
Yeah, and they know it. So yeah, that's I think that's gonna be a calling on the recap of the stuff in general. And at this time, I want Wilkins go ahead and plug your socials and shit like that. Let the people who are listening and stuff like that let them know where they can follow your information and everything you got going on, man.
Sir Wilkins here, the Job and Tears podcast. You can find me on all forms of social media, SIR_Wilkins. I'm also once again one third of the Job and Tears podcast, JOBBER Tears TARS podcast on all forms of social media. Gentlemen, thank you so much.
Yep. Hold on. We can plug ours real quick. We got an email set up at blerdbynature@gmail.com, Facebook, Instagram, and Threads at blerdbynature, Twitter/X at blerdbynature, nature spelled Nature. Co-host, hit us with the YouTube.
You can find us on YouTube by searching for Blerd by Nature Podcast.
Yep. And we trying to catch up from this Tokyo grind. We go upload episodes as you see fit, and we trying to catch up. We ain't dropped episode in a while, but we catching up. So we doing our thing. So yeah.
You guys, thank you so much for having me, man.
Yeah, man. Any final notes before I hit the outro?
We eating good with this X-Men.
Man, this series so good.
Rogue's a scallywag, and so is Gene.
So the in our last guest episode, who did you went in on Gene, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Same as the first, I guess. Shit flows the same, man.
Thanks for the highways.
And byways.
Nothing has changed.
All right. So I'm gonna hit the outro. Thanks for joining us today from Black Thoughts and Nerd Power. This is Nicholas, Mr. Go with the Flow.
And this is the man with the plan, Maurice.
And our guest,
Sir Wilkins.
And this was another edition of the Blerd by Nature podcast. Special episode live.
Right. Thank you for chilling with us. And until next time, peace.
Peace. Kinetic card.